Live in the afternoon, it's Courtney! Does she know that she's here? But look at those ankle socks. Hey, I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. I need to learn how to read. I'm so keep I like jostled my bosoms out of place. I did not do it! That sounds like me when I play the recorder. You can't tell the difference, can you? But being gay. Whew, okay, that was close. I realized that I didn't have a backup bottle of water ready, you know, like because I sparkle my water and then I just refill it in here during streams. I didn't have any of it prepared, and I wanted coffee. Although I'm not sure how badly I want the coffee, but I'm drinking it anyway. Hold on, there we go. Thank you. Anyway, let's try this again. welcome to yet another episode of Babbling, Courtney, Brooke, where I jabber my jaws at you about the random things that I find on the internet. Speaking of which, I do not have any of those links pulled up right now. So, whoops. So there's that. Okay, what do? I'm just gonna make sure that I have some things available. Okay. Ding, ding, bink, ding, ding, ding. Hello. All right, cool. All right, let's say hello. Courtney Russ, hello. I love this. Courtney Russ is always predicting things at 9:25 Pacific time this morning, saying, "Hi, Courtney. As always, you're looking amazing." How would you know? I was walking my dogs at that time. Let me tell you, not my best look. And carry our vengeance demon. Oh, dang it. Vengeance demon. Okay, I hear the in that one. Why? You know what? Maybe it's because I have my right earbud in, and in the left earbud, hold on. In my left earbud, I didn't hear the ugh. So hold on, I have to try it one more time. No, I could still hear the ugh. Well, now that I know, now that I hear it, I'm gonna have to try and clip it. Okay, hello. Good night, mister. If this doesn't start off with WrestleMania, I think we will all be disappointed. Like, don't worry, I plan on playing it before we do anything. Cool. Push-ups is here. That's great. Miles Swan, hello. And AV Tom. Hello. You know what? Actually, I should get noises for everybody as we go along in the chat when we say hello, not just for like super chats and stuff, but because this is like specifically Frank's sound, because that's his fart. But we use it for other moments as well. But like having everybody have their own sound like that we might use it for other moments, but that's your sound when we say hello to you. It'll happen. We will. We'll get there. We haven't assigned this one to anybody. Although that might just be the noise that we make whenever Tony shows up in the chat. If he ever shows up ever again, I miss him. Where did he go? Somebody tell him that we're here waiting. Purple Panther. Hell yeah, I saw Tuah in the thumbnail. I had to click. Yeah, she's not going away, you guys. I mean, this is like a very small thing. But she's not going away. Lounge Zinger. Yo, what's that intro song? Do you want me to link it? Here, let me link it. Cause it's just a song that I made. It's not it's not like a song. Whoops, why did I just, man. Which is really funny because I think you asked about that before. I was thinking about that, like, oh, I never really like fully answer that question. I just said like, oh, I named it like intro or whatever. Like, I can't remember what I named it, but I didn't like provide any information on how to find it. Library. Where though? Home. I fucking hate this thing sometimes. Like I'm not kidding you, with this particular site, I have like the app but then I still have to go to the website if I want to download anything. Okay, here we go. Okay, where are all my different workspaces though? Hello? Is this it? Nope. I did name it intro. Copied. All right, here we go. There. Everybody right now has a link to that song. Frank! Dang it. Frank! And I think does K-Max has this song, this one, right? I request a ceiling bird chirp. Ooh. I found a ceiling bird video, but it's like the chirp is so faint, and the lady that's talking is so fucking frustrating and annoying that I'm like, is it worth it? Because you can't really tell. Andrew Thomas, hello. Hey, future wife Courtney. Damn, looking good and hot and blue. Thank you. What's funny is I thought I lost this shirt, but it turns out that it was still air drying. It's just like, you know, I anything that needs to be air dried, I wash it all at the same time, and then I hang it all up. And what happened was it was hanging up, and then I had a sweater on that same hanger, and when I hung it up, the tank top was dangling in front of it, but it was like facing the wall, and so I couldn't see it dangling in front of the sweater. Breathe a booker. Do I get my own sound? Yes. I think that we're all going to get our own, like as time goes on, when we're getting stuff, as we're collecting information about our friends in the chat, everybody will end up with their own sound as time goes on, and it'll be beautiful. Frank with the $20. I may as well earn my butt trumpet. You earned that butt trumpet a long time ago, really. Maybe the chirp from the Dank DeMoss video where she informs us we are one burger away from being hers. Do we want to watch that? I think let's find out if I still have it saved. If not, if somebody else can find it, that would be wonderful. But hold on a second. Let me see. Smoke alarm chirp. Oh. Okay. Okay. Explore. Sounds. Man. Alarm chirp. Ceiling bird. Nope. Chirp. I found it. You guys. Now, whenever I'm on Simpcast and Fealty lets us down with no smoke alarm chirps, your girl is here. She's here to help. Lounge singer. Michael Coulter, what's up, guys? Sorry I'm late. I'm having problems with my smartphone when it comes to live streams. Smartphone is a dumb phone. Russell Hall, Andrew Thomas, back off. Okay, there's more fighting. And that's odd. Is Courtney black? No. Look at that. I'm like see-through. The way God intended. Well, Michael, try shutting it off and turning it back on. Oh, that reminds me. Hello. What's that chirping sound then? That's my sound for lounge singer. This is yours, right, Russell? Buddy. Okay, let me see if I still have well, no, I can't remember, Russell, because I thought you didn't like this one. And so this I can save one of those for Tony instead. WrestleMania is for everyone. WrestleMania is for everyone. Okay, let's see here. I hope I didn't unbookmark it because there's a lot of stuff that I haven't unbookmarked, and it'd be a shame if it. Oh, I forgot I had that. Oh, I forgot I had that too. Okay, this can be unbookmarked. And okay, that can be. I'm unbookmarking some things that I just we're not gonna end up. We already talked about that. It wasn't that interesting. And that was funny, but I don't really care. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, I don't care about her. Okay. Oh, I think are we getting somewhere? Man, I have a lot of stuff bookmarked here. And the fuck is this? Oh, we already went over that. But we were so ADHD that like a lot of Epstein file stuff. Oh, Liz Wheeler got community noted when she said that her binder was exclusive. That's right, biatch. Oh, that lady's cool. I don't think we ever talked about her. Where are you, Dink DeMoss? Dang. I think we're getting close. Did I? There's your Brooks. Oh, Guadalupe. Oh, let's undo that one. You guys just are. Oh, the fart lady. Yeah, we're never going to talk about these things. Wee! Huh. Dang. Oh, I don't think I bookmarked that one because it was on the ceiling bird. Dang it. It was on the ceiling bird thing on the page. Ceiling bird page, and they blocked me. I still have a bunch of ceiling bird videos bookmarked though. Or not ceiling bird, sorry, Dink DeMoss. But as I was scrolling through, I realized I still had this saved. What a baby. Oh, I just went misty-eyed at the mention of Guadalupe. What do we want to watch? We haven't watched Guadalupe in a minute. Let's see. Where was she? Guadalupe. I already lost her again. We'll find her. Guadalupe. Look at her go. Guadalupe. We love you, Guadalupe. Look at her. She just wanted her last few moments of life experiencing something other than the bottom of the ocean. She wanted to see a little bit more before it was the end. We miss you, Guadalupe. No. But now, okay, hold on. Before we get into like the really the big end, speaking of dogs singing, look at this little guy. I love him. This is so cute. I mean, what? Dogs are so wonderful. Matt, Sam, Courtney, I see your puppy is sleeping on the wall. I know. Look how talented she is. Where are the other ones? Oh, man. Oh, wait. Somebody mentioned Chungus getting fat shamed. Where was it? I feel every once in a while I'll like notice something in the chat and I'm like, oh, I need to respond to that, but I'm in the middle of something and I go back and then I completely lose it. So for that, just assume that that's your chat if I don't respond to it. If you can clip springtime in Germany, can that be my sound? I did clip it. It's actually, I did post it to Twitter. And so I don't believe I deleted it just yet. Because I'm still trying to make some DTI intros. So I could probably get that done like during the stream, really. I'm black, so I deserve the chirp. Perfect. I love it. Purple Panther's here. Hold on. Okay. Purple Panther is here. Oh, Russell, time for some good old Russell mania because I didn't hear enough of that in high school. Oh, okay. Well, we can get you a different sound altogether. Then I feel like the WrestleMania is probably not for you. We need something that is suitable for you, Russell. Russell needs a beehole related clip. Okay. I love this. I love where we're going with this. We're gonna figure something out. Wait, now I think she might actually be saying WrestleMania. Oh. Russell, did you visit Taylor Business in prison? Tell the truth, please, because I know how you like to lie about your simping. Have you written a letter to her? Isabella live. Look at the blue eyes shine. I try to look up what that lady really yelled, and all it says is unintelligible. Wait, Frank, were you here the other night when we figured it out? My lesson from last stream is that Courtney's going to WrestleMania. Oh, that'd be cool, but no. Oh, ascending to heaven. R.I.P. Queen. She's terrifying the angels now. I know. What a beautiful little demon. Penelope, Chungus, and Cricket sing too, don't they? No, actually, they don't. Like if there's music or sound that they would a dog would woo 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 to they don't do that. They're Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas I don't think are known for that kind of stuff. Wait, sorry, Family Guy KFC reference. Oh, wait, what? What did you say that I didn't understand? I don't know. Well, I don't understand really like anything, so there's that. Russell Hall! With the $2. Nah, baby, it's not like that. I just don't like. I said it's okay. I said it's okay for you to simp for other people. You simp for people that I'm friends with, or at least friendly with, and I certainly don't want you to not simp for them because I support them just as much as you do. So I certainly don't want to get in the way of their bottom line. Mm-mm. But I just want you to be honest. All right, let's watch our friend.
For sequestration, that may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one.
All right.
All right, Frank. Prepare your balls, Frank. We're gonna do this. We're gonna slow it down. Frank, are you listening? Okay, we're gonna wait a second because I need Frank. I need to make sure Frank is here and listening so he can be here with us.
Right.
Until he responds, though, we're just gonna watch this on repeat. What are you gonna do?
That may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one.
All right.
Just another Wednesday.
That may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one.
All right.
One more time.
That may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one.
All right.
Russell Hall with the $2.
Right.
I only have eyes for your bottom line, Crinkle Blossom. I love it. God bless the Russell Halls of the world. Damn, I bet you'd have to fight her from breaking it off. Wait, I bet you'd have to fight her to keep her from breaking it off. Maybe. The man in the blue suit, her lawyer, yeah, looks like a discount Harvey Weinstein. Does he? Oh. Maybe it's hard to see that because like Harvey Weinstein is not that great of a dude. I have weird conflicting feelings about Harvey Weinstein. Like if he did something illegal, then like, yeah, bye. It's just like maybe I was already very calloused to the ways of Hollywood. Like I feel like it was just kind of obvious that was how things went in Hollywood. And so it's more like you're just a creepy, gross dude. And it's really gross that you would gatekeep stuff like that with sex, you know? But I don't know if any of that's like, is that illegal? I don't know. It's I don't like it. I don't like him. Like I would be mad at the very least if I were those women experiencing all that. But I don't know. It's just also, it's like if a dude is inviting you to his hotel room at 9 p.m., don't, you know what he's doing. Anyway, Matt Lowell is a discount Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. Wait, who's Matt Lowell? Is that the lawyer? Just ignore that one. I need to stop typing stream of consciousness. Okay, fair. I'll Russell, from now on, I'll give you a little bit of time when you super chat. I'll wait a minute and let you tell me whether or not I should ignore your super chats. Oh, Vengeance Demon. Oh my God. My roommate just asked what the hell is that yelling from my laptop because of WrestleMania. Tell your roommate to come over. We'll play it again. And your roommate can experience the loveliness that is Taylor Shabusiness attacking her lawyer. Let's play it 3 more times to give Vengeance Demon's roommate a chance to get over here.
Right. We're off the record.
Off the record, like a ding dong. Why do I feel like she's giving me a little more time, or giving me a little more rope to hang myself? I am. If you want me to ignore a super chat, I'd like to ignore it. Just trying to respect your wishes.
Right.
Hey, Vengeance Demon, is your roommate here now?
All right. It is one. Right.
Oh, yeah, it's just going to hang out there all queued up and ready to go anytime we need to refer to it. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Just open as many tabs as possible, Courtney. Yeah. I just got up and you were on, so I'm taking my ADHD meds. Glad to be a reminder. Oh, he's on the phone with his mom, which makes it twice as hilarious if she can hear it in the background. Oh my God. So that was like the opposite of what I should have done. Like, oh yeah, let me just be super disruptive. While your roommate's on the phone. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let me see here. Do I have? Okay, I think that's the last of that for the most part. You got, here's Chatnask over here just spreading propaganda. Pugs suck. Pugs are dogs and they are sweet little creatures and they deserve love just as much as the rest of the dogs. Like this dumb thing. Beep, 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 beep. Although look at how cute she is. You want to show your face? Hey, shoving her paw down my shirt. Look at the beautiful face. Oh, you're so cute. I love you. You look very dumb. Look at her Hitler stash. You're so cute. Thank you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nice cleavage. Thank you. He can just tell his mom he's watching WrestleMania, of course. I mean, yeah. All right. Do we want to talk about let's just talk about this Jason Momoa thing. It's very lame, really, to be honest. But I thought it was kind of funny because I guess, our phones are always listening. Just the other day, is Penelope under the bed again? She's in bed this time. I know where she is. Yeah. Hi. You want to go back to bed? Yeah, it's really weird. She's just been getting more and more sensitive to rain. I can't figure out what the deal is, because I mean, I've always known her to be a little bit neurotic. But it's now more because she oftentimes will she'll like start attacking my face with kisses for no reason. But it just is like she'll attack my face with kisses, and then she'll like roll on her back for a little bit. And then I'll put some like itch spray on her skin, because if she starts to roll on her back too much, it tells me that she's just itchy. But now she's starting to pant, and then she's doing the little burnouts. Like, it seems like she's trying to make a bed or something. And then like the getting into my hamper and stuff like that. She did it again. And she can't find a place to relax. Like, she'll start doing burnouts on my bed, and then she'll get off my bed and she'll find one of like the dog bed or pillows like lying around, and she'll try to make a bed on that. She tries to make a bed in my hamper, like all this stuff. And so I just kind of feel like it's obvious to me that she's nervous, and it's not just her being like goofy neurotic. But I don't know why, because I just don't remember her being this scared of the rain before. So I don't know. I don't know. My little baby dog. You woke her up. I know, little baby. I mean, when I popped my head in there, she was awake, but she was chilling, and she kind of did not want to be bothered. That's mean to wake someone up like that. She was, you know, she was alert. She's still a little bit on high alert. I actually forced her to go into my room because she thought it was a great time to be on Neighborhood Watch when I started the intro. And I was like, no. Because, any noise outside, if the neighbor is getting something delivered from Amazon or whatever, she just has to let everyone know that it's not allowed in her book. Courtney, seeing as you hate red velvet, what are your thoughts on salted caramel? I feel like it's an equal level of evil. I think it's fine. I don't really like caramel as like the main flavor. Hold on a second. I just remembered something. Sorry. I'll be right back. Hey, I want your money. Give me your money. Super chat. Super chat. Give me all your money. 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 I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money.
I wish somebody were funding me. I'm poor.
I had to move something out of the way so that the dogs didn't get into it. Okay. But yeah, I don't like caramel as like the main flavor, like especially when it comes to like a dessert or like a drink or something like that. Like if it's just like a little like caramel chew, it's fine. And like if it's, I like a little flavor balance, like, a little bit of salty, a little bit of sweet, like the tagalongs, Girl Scout cookies, stuff like that. But I don't really care for salted caramel. Like I remember trying it and it was fine, and then I was over it. Like when Starbucks introduced that as a drink, I was like, are you kidding me? Toffee nut's way better. Like their toffee nut drink and the cinnamon dolce, like those were way better than salted caramel. So there's that. I don't hate it as much as red velvet, especially because, so the thing is that I bought red velvet cake mix stuff and I made cupcakes, and I was all excited because I'm like, I'm gonna make cupcakes. And then I was just like, this is so disappointing because I feel like I'm being tricked into eating fake chocolate, like this thing, it was like, oh, look at this decadent flavor, blah, blah, blah. And then I ate it and was like, there's like, it starts to taste like chocolate almost, but then it doesn't. And I'm like, what are you doing? Be chocolate or don't, I don't like it. Makes me mad. It's very deceiving. Russell Hall with the $2. What's your feeling on chocolate cake? Chocolate cake is delicious. I think chocolate cake is a wonderful thing that it's hard to mess up. Chocolate's delicious. Yeah, chocolate is delicious, and I like it. Oh, I like it in cake form, in candy form, in a lot of forms. Can you guys believe I don't like cake, the food? Really? You don't like cake at all? I think when I was little, I got sick after having cake at a kid's birthday party. There was a while there that I didn't like cake because every cake I had, the frosting, I think it was like the fondant frosting. It was so gross. And I don't like that kind of frosting to this day. Icky. Caca. No. But I like cake. If you have the good frosting. What's the good frosting? I don't know what it's called. I don't really know anything about that. But the good frosting, that I think it's fondant. Whatever, like the basic frosting type shit on like your typical like grocery store sheet cake, especially back in the 90s. That crap, whatever the hell that crap is, I don't like it. Well, Michael Coulter proving he listens to nothing. Who is the heffalump who hates caramel? I don't like caramel. I said it out loud. I don't like it. I like cake, but if I start eating it, I forget what my abs look like. Yeah, that's one thing is like, I really love eating a lot of really bad food, but man, I'm sick and tired of being a fat whale. Cream cheese frosting. Cream cheese frosting is good. Cream cheese frosting, but even like, what's the frosting? The like confetti cake frosting, just with the sprinkles in it. But I don't know what style of like actual like frosting that is. So maybe the stuff I'm talking about is icing and not frosting. Maybe. I don't know. Like that's fine. That one's good. The whatever the one is that I get with the sprinkles in it that I get for confetti cake for my birthday every year. Delicious. And most of those that I get at the grocery store, those are great. It's just whatever it is that they make with the sheet cakes at like a basic grocery store. I've never had abs. Even when in shape, they don't suit me. I'm lucky in that it kind of looks like I have a 2-pack even when I'm fat. Like I've never had like just like a round, ugly belly. Like right now, my belly looks like it's an ugly round belly, but like it still kind of looks like I have like maybe a 2-pack. So that's cool. When I lose 20 pounds, it'll actually look like I have abs. But when am I going to lose 20 pounds? I don't know. Ugh. I have to put a lot of work into it now. I'm almost 40, so it's good. It looks like I have a mustache. Stop doing that. Maybe you mean Cool Whip type frosting. I don't know. But like Cool Whip type frosting, it sounds good. The one I'm talking about is like, it's way too sweet. It just tastes like it's a sugar bomb. It's just like whipped sugar, or not whipped sugar, like beaten sugar, like just sugar somehow turned into cream form. It's, ugh. So now let's talk about Jason Momoa. So I find this to be funny because we were just talking, Keanu and I, were just talking about like, the whole Russell Brand thing the other day. And I was talking about how like in a lot of situations when there are certain accusations made about people, others won't believe it because that person behaves a certain way. Right. And, I was saying like Amber Heard made these accusations about Jason Momoa during Aquaman filming, and no one really believed it because he wasn't known for being that way. And I know that his public persona was very much like, hey, what's up, dude? Like he just seems like a fun, cool guy that everybody wants to hang out with at the party, like so he's the kind of person that, even if he wasn't super famous or anything, let's say you're like in high school planning a party and you're like, hey, are you going to go to this party? And someone asks like, who's going to be there? And if he's not on the list, then like the person's not going to go. He was just like that kind of guy. Like he just seemed like very cool. Everybody likes him. He just seemed like very cool to hang out with. Everybody loved him for the haka dance and all that shit, right? And I was saying, like, you know, if you behave a certain way, people aren't going to believe the rumors about you. And then wouldn't you know, your phone's always listening because this article popped up about Jason Momoa and this girl. Her name is Valkyrie. I think she's a Twitch streamer, which is why I wouldn't like know a lot about her. She looks really cute though. But it says Valkyrie reportedly cut from Minecraft movie after speaking out against Jason Momoa's behavior on set, which is not very cool. Don't love it. So it says Rachel Valkyrie Hofstetter, one of YouTube's most celebrated streamers. Oh, YouTube. Oh, interesting. Well, there's a lot of people I haven't heard of on YouTube that are like wildly famous. One of YouTube's most celebrated streamers and a trailblazer for women in gaming has reportedly been removed from the upcoming Minecraft movie after previously confirming a cameo appearance. The news has left many fans disappointed and confused, especially in light of speculation that her removal may be linked to critical comments she made about lead actor Jason Momoa's behavior during filming. Valkyrie first announced her cameo in a live stream last year, expressing excitement about participating in the film adaptation, one of the most iconic video games in history. But this is put together very weird, but during a September 20, I say this though, like it kind of feels like the way I speak out loud, but it's just like, what? This is supposed to be an article. But during a September 2024 podcast interview with fellow YouTuber Jason the Ween, another person I don't know, man. Anyway, she revealed that things behind the scenes were not as wholesome as fans might have hoped. Valkyrie alleges poor on-set treatment by Jason Momoa. In the now widely shared interview, Valkyrie opened up about a troubling encounter on set. After shooting a high-energy scene, she claimed that Jason Momoa became visibly angry and allegedly berated several crew members. I just saw him mistreat some of the crew, and it was pretty disappointing, she said solemnly. He was yelling and seemed really mad about how long something was taking. It kind of changed the vibe completely. Her comments struck a chord with fans and raised serious concerns about the working environment on the film's set. Many praised her for speaking out, especially considering the culture of silence that often exists around celebrity behavior in Hollywood. But not long after these remarks surfaced, Valkyrie quietly revealed during a follow-up stream that her cameo had been cut with no official explanation provided by the production. Well, first of all, lesson number 1, don't say anything until the movie comes out. Can a person call themselves Valkyrie? That's already a thing. I don't know. So yeah, don't say anything until the film actually comes out. Like wait until the press junket and be like, oh my God, yeah, it was terrible or fucking whatever. Don't say it before, like while they're still editing. Like you have to wait until the release, babe. What are we doing? Yeah, she's a streamer. She's friends with Pokimane. Okay. Yeah, it's so crazy like how many really like super popular people there are out there that I just haven't heard of yet, but they do content that like I wouldn't show up in my algorithm, you know. Do you ever feel like these bitches are just making excuses for not making the cut? That couldn't be it, right? Well, I will say that there, if you speak too soon, like just in general, like if she maybe was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in the Minecraft movie, just that alone, if she said that like too soon, that can cause issues with the production, right? And so like maybe she ended up being an Amber Heard type where she was just difficult to deal with because she's popular, but she's not an actor. So she doesn't know what the hell to do on set. She's not connected to anybody. So she doesn't understand like certain behaviors or whatever. Like it's very popular or very possible that she just wasn't very well liked. Maybe the crew were doing a shitty job that a professional actor would recognize and get pissed off with, and not some streamer with no prior experience on set. That's true too. I mean, that's the thing is like Jason Momoa has been in the game for decades now. Did you know he was on Baywatch for a while? Yeah, baby. So This kind of reminds me too. Remember when, God, this was forever ago, like during the filming of Batman when Christian Bale was Batman. So this is what like 2005 or 6 or something. And there was that audio that was swirling around of him like yelling and screaming at everybody on set and stuff. And it just makes me wonder, like, I mean, granted, I don't know. I feel like to reach that level of behavior, like a lot has to happen, I'm sure, but perhaps there is a level of expectation that the crew isn't living up to, where an actor was going to be like, what the fuck? Right. And like people are allowed to be frustrated when things aren't going the right way. Yeah. Christian Bale was famously caught on audio yelling at a crew person. Yeah. Any business has issues like that. Right. And so like, I'm wondering, what exactly was the situation? Was somebody already, kind of not necessarily taunting him, but were they already poking the bear a bit? Were they already bothering him, pissing him off, like doing stuff to, like, I don't know the whole story here. And it just makes me wonder, like, how much of this is her lack of experience, versus like him actually being like because it doesn't sound like she's not even saying that he did anything to her too. So it's like, well, I mean, yeah, if someone's being a dick, someone's being a dick, but like if it wasn't completely directed at you, what is the point in you saying something versus those people? Like, did they ask you to stick up for them? Like, what's happening here? Imagine it where our culture would be now if our ancestors cried every time someone raised their voice. Oh wait, we wouldn't have a culture because we wouldn't exist. That's true. I mean, there is a fine balance between the way things were at one point in time and the way we handle things now. It's just like it's just like boomers. It was so easy for boomers to be a little too heavy with the hand when it came to beating your kids. And I swear, just millennials went, okay, I'm not gonna do this at all. I'm gonna treat my kid with respect. And it's just like, yeah, I think that there are times where, when you decide to get violent with your kid, where it's just like, oh my God, how out of control are you that your kid isn't gonna listen to you at all, right? Like I used to work with this woman when she was talking about how like there was some YouTube channel that her kid would watch, and they were talking about the people were like, oh, let's do the chocolate challenge, and you bite stuff and you figure out if it's chocolate or not. And I was like, oh, and I just thought like, okay, I've been told that their kids channels get like a premium on YouTube, and that just for me, it's like if you're telling kids to bite things, maybe you shouldn't be getting that like premium on your ad revenue and stuff, because like that's not okay. And her response to that was like, no, I saw him doing it and I was like, whatever, don't ever do that again. And then he stopped doing it and I was like, oh. And I went into shock because for me, I'm like, I would never have been like that. I would just be sneaking behind my mom's back all the time. I'd do whatever I want, but at the same time, my mom was very different with me than a lot of other parents are with their kids. So perhaps it's just a lesson in like, okay, the way this woman is parenting her children clearly works, and maybe take a page out of her book instead of, taking away someone's money for telling kids to eat chocolate. But no, people need discipline. Raising your voice is normal in certain situations, like when someone is frustrated and whatever. Let me clear out these super chats real quick. But yeah, babying and coddling people is just not the answer. So it's just anyway. Russell Hall. Two. With the $2, aren't you doing the workouts with Zia series? I am not. Maybe I should. Chat and ask with $5. Courtney, if I became super famous, you could easily destroy my reputation with a few screenshots from this chat, even though I'm joking. What have you said? That the pugs suck? Maybe stop saying pugs suck. It's not a balance. We're living in a shielded, collapsing bubble. there is that too. I mean, I think that like they're being too aggressive with kids it can, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, does it really matter how much trauma somebody endures when they're little? Like life on earth isn't meant to be easy ever, even when you're a little kid. So I don't know. I mean, there are people that legitimately like abuse their children, but like spanking your kids and like putting them in timeout and stuff. Like, I don't know. Anyway, back to what we were saying here. I do wonder if she's being a little bit more sensitive than need be. I mean, yeah, to me, of course, like if I'm in a work environment with people, I don't want to be the guy who's making everybody uncomfortable. Like, oh no, it feels like daddy hit mommy or at the dinner table or whatever. Like, but I mean, people are messing up. People are messing up, and somebody needs to know about it. And I am definitely, we all know, I am somebody who will put my freaking foot down and let you know that you suck. So, all right. The producers of Minecraft have remained silent, and they will, on the matter, declining to issue a public statement regarding Valkyrie's removal or address the allegations of unprofessionalism on the set. The silence has only intensified speculation that her exclusion from the final cut may be retaliatory, a decision made to protect the film's leading star or preserve its promotional image ahead of its April 5th, 2025 release. Social media erupted in reaction to the news with the hashtag Justice for Valkyrie trending on Twitter. Fans have called the situation heartbreaking and unfair, demanding transparency from the film's creators. No, they don't owe you that. Jason Momoa's history of controversial step behavior. Oh, here we go. This isn't the first time Jason Momoa has been accused of inappropriate conduct on set. Reports from the production of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom include claims that he arrived intoxicated on set and even dressed up as Johnny Depp, a move that many found deeply disrespectful given the film's connection to co-star Amber Heard. At the time, DC officials pushed back on the claims, asserting that Momoa had remained professional. But the thing is, like, Amber Heard made those exact same claims about Johnny Depp showing up to set drunk. And like, I mean, she was making other weird claims about him too, which just sounded so bizarre. And he was even trying to say like, I've been trying to get along with her, but she doesn't like me or whatever. Now with Valkyrie's claims resurfacing similar concerns, fans are left wondering how much of this behavior has gone unchecked and at what cost to others involved in the projects. The removal of Valkyrie from the Minecraft movie was also represents a missed opportunity for authentic gamer representation in Hollywood. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I really care about the rest of this now. Oh my God. Valkyrie's alleged removal is more than a casting change. It's a disappointing reminder of how speaking truth to power, oh my God, in entertainment still carries its consequences. While the Minecraft movie may still break box office records for many in the community, its legacy will now be entangled with a sense of injustice. As one fan put it, we wanted to see a gamer in that movie because she earned it. Now it just feels like we're being reminded that Hollywood still protects the powerful no matter who gets hurt. The studio behind the Minecraft movie has not responded to requests for comment. Valkyrie has not made further public statements on the matter as of writing. Well, for one thing, I don't really think that you need gamers represented in Hollywood. It's not really that necessary. Actors should be actors. Like, do we need genuine pet owners in represented in Hollywood? I'm trying to think of something that I would be representing. But it's like we need actors to be actors in Hollywood. So just this whole idea, like, oh my God, but we needed a gamer representative. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't even need a video game movie, for crying out loud. I already forgot what this is in reference to, Russell. Maybe you should go on, give it a try now. I don't remember what that's in reference to. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. And another 5 minutes. I legitimately don't care how hard your parents beat you as a kid, so long as you don't grow up to be a giant pain in the ass for everyone else. Yeah, well, and that's where I feel like it's like more of a balance is like, because I see certain shit swirling around where like, of course, part of me is like, is this fake? Like I saw some stupid clip rolling around the other day of a high school student like yelling and screaming at his teacher in his teacher's face and like calling him the N-word. The teacher was like some old Asian guy. And he was like puffing out his chest and threatening him and all this stuff. And I was like, this needs to be legal for that teacher to beat that kid. Somebody needs to beat this kid. Like I'm not kidding you. As much as I'm like, violence is not the answer or whatever. Like somebody needs to knock this kid out and teach him like, you don't behave like this. This is not a behavior that's normal. This is not how you react in the real world. And so until you, because like, for instance, in that particular situation, there's not a single job that person's going to be able to hold down if he behaves that way. If he's yelling and screaming at his boss like that, if he's yelling and screaming at his coworkers, like getting up in their face, what are you gonna do? N-word, like all this shit. Like, no, like that is not how you behave in the real world. And so somebody needs to teach these kids to stop behaving that way. There was another, like some stupid Twitter post looking like, I'm like, I don't even know if this is real. But this lady was holding up a sign that said, my kid was suspended 20 times last year and suspended 17 times this year. We got to get rid of charter schools or whatever. And I'm like, and just looking at the look on her face, I'm like, sweetheart, you haven't disciplined your child once. I can just see it in your eyes. It starts at home. You can't rely on schools to teach your child how to behave in day-to-day life. It actually kind of reminds me of a friend of mine. Her mom, when I was in high school, my friend's mom had a daycare, and like sometimes I would kind of hang out and help out and stuff after school. And these kids, some of the kids were going through, some of the kids during the week would be potty trained. And by the end of the week, they were like so disciplined with the potty training. And all it took was the weekend for the parents to just revert back to all old habits. And even when my friend's mom would tell the parents, here's what you can do at home to help them with potty training, they wouldn't do it. And then they'd be like, I don't understand what's going on. Like they would be just fine. And then suddenly it stopped. And it's like, because you are the parent and you aren't properly disciplining them. Like and that discipline doesn't have to be negative. Teaching your child discipline is a good thing. And if you can't even teach your child basic potty training, which is wild to me, because I remember I have like vague memories of, I guess like I was still I don't think I was actually potty training, but I just remember, like my mom having to like help me in the bathroom when I was, I don't know, like 3 or 4. That weird phase when you're like potty trained, you're not wearing diapers anymore, but you're not quite like self-sufficient. And I would essentially be like telling my mom how to like use the potty and like how to wipe and how to flush and all this stuff. But that's because like every time my mom would be saying out loud, like, this is why you do this. This is how you do this. And so then eventually, like I would just be telling my mom, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. And let me tell you, my mom, there are no awards out there for that woman. Okay. There's never going to be a Courtney's Mom of the Year or anything like that. The woman really, it's fine that she's dead. Okay. But still, like she managed to teach like us kids basic things like simple chores. We knew for a fact when we were little, once dinner was done, we had to get up. We all had to wash the dishes because we didn't have a dishwasher in our house when I was little. And so every week we had to rotate who would wash, who would rinse, who would dry. And then we would all put everything away. Every night, like clockwork. I just can't, like, and we weren't very disciplined children. Like, we weren't like that good. But my mom, even with how drunk she was and how focused on like finding a new boyfriend she was, she still managed to teach those things to her kids. No one's here to see you, honey. I like how this totally derailed into like child discipline stories instead of. Oh. Hey, I want your money. Give me your money. Super chat. Super chat. Give me all your money. 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 I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money.
I wish somebody were funding me. I'm poor.
All right. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. But yeah, it just seems to me like this girl might be a little bit coddled. I mean, maybe he was like kind of a dick. I mean, maybe he was a dick. Maybe he was a bit of an asshole. Maybe certain people, weren't the most satisfied or happy with Jason Momoa's behavior or whatever. But I just think like she needs a publicist to explain to her that you can't just run around on a live stream and say that stuff. You can't just do that. That's part of it too, is like, even if things were really that bad, there's a system that you go through. You don't just blab about it on a live stream. So there's that. My 6th grade teacher would paddle us. And see, that's the thing, is like, that's actually part of the reason why I think, why don't we just have cameras in the classrooms? There's a lot of daycares that have cameras in daycares, and you just pull up the app. Like if you're a parent, you get an app and you just pull it up and you can see what's happening right then and there. And so if something's happening with your kids, if your kids are behaving a certain way, yeah, we should have cameras in classrooms, because if a child needs to be disciplined that badly, a parent needs to be able to see all that, and parents need to freaking parent. Honestly, I think if you're not a good parent and your children are acting up, you have to be legally obligated to homeschool your children. You cannot rely on the state or on the government to take care of your kids and to raise them and discipline them. Because if that's the case, you just need to give them up completely. You shouldn't have any influence on their life if you can't even properly discipline them and tell them that they shouldn't be teaching or treating other people the way that the kids treat adults these days. So if you are going to use sorry, everybody. If you're going to use government assistance to teach your children, then your children need to be well behaved. And if they can't be well behaved, then they shouldn't be allowed to go to school, and you need to do it yourself. Same thing I was talking about when it came to government assistance for like nutritional assistance and all that stuff. Like if my tax dollars, or if, the town's tax dollars are going towards something, they deserve to have a say in how it's handled. Okay, Max. With the $10. My grandfather, as a teacher, grabbed a kid by the collar once for mouthing off too much. Nowadays, he would be fired for that. Courtney's view of woke started from coddling these kids too much. I definitely think that like kind of plays a role. I think there's a lot that went into the whole like woke movement in general. Because like I think that it's important that if we're going to be allowing teachers to be putting their hands on kids, there really needs to be some boundaries there. Like I saw this video not too long ago of this girl that was like mouthing off to her, I think it was like a volleyball coach. And he was like, there was like an old dude, like in the 60s or whatever. And she was in high school, and she like, said something shitty to him, and she walked away, and he grabbed her by the ponytail. And at first I didn't know that she said anything to him. And I was like, what? Nuh-uh. But then it turns out she was like being an asshole and like giving him an attitude. And I was like, oh yeah, smack her across the face. Like she thought that it was okay to get into your face and like say a bunch of swear words and stuff. Like Mm-mm. No, don't talk to that guy like that. Unless he was getting in her face and started it. No. But a lot of these kids, they're just behaving that way just to behave that way. And if parents aren't going to properly discipline their kids and allow their children to speak this way and be this disruptive in the classroom, like if I'm have kids and I'm sending my kid to a public school, I have the right to decide if a kid's going to get kicked out of class and be homeschooled if they are disrupting my child's education, first and foremost, right? And if my tax dollars are going towards funding that school, I should be able to decide, like, well, this kid is being disruptive to the class, and I want the other 20 some odd kids in the class to get a proper education. So, no, I don't want that kid to be abusing my tax dollars. They need to stay at home and get taught by their parents then. And if the parents can't teach them, then too bad, so sad. You had five-ish years, however long it took for you to end up putting your kid in school, to ensure that the kid could, be respectful towards others, be it their teacher or their classmates, and they didn't figure that out. So similar situation with this Austin Metcalf situation. His killer has an online fundraiser that raised $160K with the argument it all happened because of white supremacy. There are multiple fundraisers. One of them was like over $300,000. There's a ton of them. And the kid was an asshole. The area that he was trying to sit at was an area that he wasn't invited to. And so they asked him to leave, and he was being an arrogant dick. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to live in a society where, again, people can't be respectful of each other's boundaries. If I'm waltzing over to an area and someone's like, oh, this is for, these specific people, I'm going to go, oh, sorry, and then walk away. I'm not going to fight with people and insist like, no, I'm allowed to be here, like whatever. No, I obviously I'm not. I was already told I'm not allowed to be here. Like, okay, whatever that guy is, who cares what his name is, that stabbed that kid. Like, so do I get to go over to your house and just like hang out on your front lawn now? Or you don't have a front lawn. Hang out in your living room and just, I know I wasn't invited. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I want to be here. No, I actually don't want to be there anyway, but that's just not how life works. Just be respectful of other people's boundaries. I don't know how that's so hard. There's a lot teachers can do when students are clearly in the wrong. I feel like teachers lost all autonomy. And you know what? This actually goes back to Push-Up's favorite president, George Bush. K-Max, don't say his name in the chat. I said his name doesn't matter. We don't name people who are dumb here, K-Max. His name. Now, No Child Left Behind is a program that really messed with students. Now, I do think that like when you are a little behind in learning certain things in school and you need a little help in certain areas and all this stuff, like, yeah, it can be embarrassing for students to get held back, right? But instead, I think we just need some programs in place that can help these students in certain areas that they're struggling. I do like Bush, but not as a president. Same, 100% same. Anytime I see him just being George Bush, I'm like, look at this guy. Oh my God, I love him. But him as a president was the fucking worst thing ever. Well, Barack Obama also, but they were basically the same president, if you ask me. Now, No Child Left Behind, though, is a terrible program because just because a student doesn't want to be left behind because, they're going to be behind from their peers or whatever, That doesn't mean that they don't deserve an education. Like there's this article that's been swirling around lately about this girl that she graduated with honors and she doesn't even know how to read or write. Excuse me? But that's where we really need to have teachers' aides in the classroom. We also, I think, need special certifications for teachers to be able to what's the word? Like recognize certain patterns in students where they might have like some types of learning disabilities. Like I know of people who have dyslexia and didn't know they had dyslexia. They just thought they were really stupid. But especially because they're like around my age, right? So back in our day, that wasn't like known. And so teachers didn't know to look for that. But being able to notice that and like having teachers that specify or specialize in specific learning disabilities, whether it's, ADHD, dyslexia, autism, whatever. And so they can have special programs in place for people who maybe even just exhibit certain symptoms, not necessarily have a diagnosis, and teachers aren't doing any diagnosis, but like, oh, these are the types of symptoms that fall in place. These specific teachers have this, are certified to be able to teach students that learn this way. And so when you have a student like myself, for instance, who's like, oh, I'm super, I like really creative stuff. I want to be in the music industry. Instead of being told, well, if you try to be a musician, you're going to be poor your whole life. You're never going to make it. Instead going, hey, you know what? Here are some colleges that have really good music programs. These are the type of music programs that you should look into. Here's the type of stuff that you could do that you can work in the industry no matter what, whether or not you end up being a famous pop star or whatever, right? But instead I'm told, no, maybe you just don't need to go to college. Maybe you're just like useless. Maybe you're hopeless. Right? So there's that. I think there are a lot of people out there that would have actually done way better in school and actually would have been able to graduate and go on to be really successful if we had teachers that actually can recognize this stuff. Instead, teachers are just encouraged to make excuses to just shove kids along through and graduate them. And it's really sad because now, you have people who are an honors student who doesn't know how to read or write. That No Child Left Behind definitely is leaving people behind. If you're spoiled like that, you're not going to be able to succeed in life. So here I am just solving the world's problems. Discipline is good. Discipline is important and necessary. Although sometimes I do think maybe this is just me being arrogant. I don't know. But there are people that have graduated from college that I wonder if I'm smarter than them. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a simple fact that like, because I didn't go to college, I just don't have that thought process that people that went to college have because they have a different education than I had. Like I grew up on the streets of Hard Knocks, like that's where I got all of my lessons. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I'm actually the dumb one. You know how there's always like in a lot of situations where it's like, oh, the person who thinks that they're the smart one is almost always the dumb one in the situation, in the conversation. And so then I wonder, well, like if I'm in a situation where I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm smarter than this person, am I actually the dumb one? Right, exactly. College does not make you smart or better than anyone else. Yeah, and that's just it. And like I remember even and I worked at in a drugstore and like there were pharmacists that obviously had like a college degree and they're making, you know, $300K a year. And there were quite a few of them that I ran into. I worked with a lot of them, and there were some of them were like treating me like I was their equal, even though I was a complete idiot. And I will forever remember these people as just actually very brilliant people. But some of them were so arrogant and like thought that they were above everybody there. And it was just like kind of, it was very surprising to me because I'm like, well, just because you were like, you know, privileged enough to go through this education, whether it's because you were able to get a big, huge loan or you have rich parents or whatever, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, honestly, a lot of those people that were like that, I just thought like, you're a spoiled brat. You have never actually like had any type of struggle in your life. You didn't know, like, you don't know how to actually navigate hard life. If you lost this job and couldn't find another one, like in the same field, you wouldn't know what to do. Because you have no idea what it's like to go, you know what? Okay, I guess I'm going to have to get some entry level job somewhere. Maybe I have to get 2 jobs. Maybe you don't know what it's like to struggle and have to get creative with like making up for some shit. And I just feel like a lot of them just lived in this little bubble of whatever world that they had, right? Like they just didn't understand like a life outside of having a lot of money and access to education and stuff. And I was like, well, I don't know. You're smarter than college students. Well, I will say like, especially people who have gone to college since probably like 2015, there just isn't anything in education at all. There hasn't been. Like I remember a friend of mine going to college it was like around 2008-ish. And she had, I can't remember what freaking class it was, but she was saying she had to write this essay that was all just like critical race theory shit, right? So she was having to say like, white people are the only people who are racist. All white people are racist, and they're the only people who are capable of being racist and all this stuff. And I was like, what? Like I remember talking to her and I was like, oh my God, what? No. And she was like, I know. It's just like I just have to write this stupid essay saying that in order to pass. And I thought like, this is so fucked up that there are these students that are going to this school that like at the time I was living somewhat close to, like I could be walking past them anywhere and they're just going to immediately go like, that person's racist and is more capable of being racist than I am because I'm not white. And I just have to deal with that. And I was like, that's just crazy. Because like when I was a kid, I wanted to be Left Eye from TLC. Like I wanted to be her so bad. And I think like, I didn't think that this black person was below me. I wanted to be her. I thought she was like above me. I thought she was the coolest and she was so pretty and all this stuff. Like just thinking all these, like, I actually, to be honest, there were a lot of black entertainers that I looked up to quite a bit and just thought were so incredible. And to think like, okay, well, so admiring these people, looking up to them and finding inspiration, apparently that's racist, I guess. Like, I don't know. And I remember having like a friend, she was mixed, and I used to always make jokes about like anytime, like we used to do trivia night together, and I would always tell her like, if there was something about like a black entertainer or whatever, I'd be like, you know about this, you're black. And she's like, Courtney, I don't know everything about all black people. What the, but she wasn't like, you're racist. Like we were just goofing around. Like I didn't care if she made white jokes about me because it was just stupid. Everyone who went to college after 2015 now earns $70,000 a year and keep getting arrested on body cam videos. It's $700,000 a year. But to be honest, there was a job I worked at a couple years ago. I started working there in 2020, and I was just thinking. Never mind. Sorry, there was a job I worked at a while back, and there were a bunch of college students or college graduates there, and they were significantly younger than me, like by 10 years. Love them to pieces, but there were a lot of things that I was like, I feel like I learned a lot more just in like my sophomore year of high school than what these people are exhibiting. And they were, in linear positions to mine, right? And so they were all making, roughly 50 grand a year. So they were getting these entry level positions with their college degree. Now, granted, I had like a bunch of years of experience under my belt, right? So there's also that, like, what sacrifice are we making? Working for 20 years, working or getting a college degree, whatever. I probably would have still gotten that job though if I only had 2 years of work under my belt. But I noticed, like, even though like I respect them and I don't think they're a bunch of idiots. It's just like I looked at this and I was like, here I was thinking that if you have a college degree, you're going to have so much success in life because there's so much that you can learn in college. And I feel like these people were very limited with their college education. Like, they should be mad and demanding their money back, to be honest. Not that I thought they were idiots or anything. And they certainly weren't like the cocky type of people who were like, I'm better than you because I have a college degree or whatever. But like, the stuff that they learned, I was just like, this isn't useful for what you're trying to apply in your work life. Like, what would be the point in going to college if this is all you're learning? I think the one thing that I think is still beneficial from college education is something that what's her name? There was a comedian that was talking about it. What the hell was her name? Anyway, so there was a comedian talking about this. This was a few years back. But there were certain things that would happen in college where you would have a lot of like networking happening, and there were so many different events that you would do that would be like there was open mic nights and stuff like that on campus for her. And so like she and her not friends, her classmates and stuff, they would be doing all these different events and everything on campus and meeting different people, other college students and stuff like that, and working on these different creative projects. Like, there were Mindy Kaling, for instance, she wrote some play or something when she was in college, and she and her friends that wrote it together were performing it while she was still in college. And that's how she got noticed and then became a writer on The Office. Right. So there's a lot of benefits like that, but I don't even know if that exists anymore in college. Malaysian shit washing. Wash your poop. Oh, weird people. I don't think Courtney would almost flash us like Mickey did. I'm not on purpose. I hope I didn't show any bosom. It all started with Occupy Wall Street, and then it wormed its way into academics. Dude, for real. Yeah. What a mess. Yeah, I can tell you with great certainty that college today is a joke. I don't even think that those things. What was her name? Do I still follow her? But those things that girl was talking about, like, I don't think those things happen anymore. She's closer to me in age. I think that she's like, I don't know, in her mid 30s at this point. Yeah, I think I'm only a couple years older than her. So, just to think like around her time, like that's when things really were starting to peter off. But like, she still had that opportunity of getting that education, like actually like having those college experiences. And I would have been able to have those because I'm old if I would have gone to college right away. Now, if I were to go to college, it would be a huge waste. So Homer Simpson went years without college. Sure. But I do wonder how much of that was real. I mean, obviously it was a cartoon, but I mean, I guess it was kind of similar to Married with Children. Friggin' Al Bundy working as a shoe salesman Which, by the way, even in my time, like when I worked in sales back in like 16 or whatever, men selling women's shoes would clean fucking house. So, to be fair, even like 10 or so years ago, pretty realistic. Man, they would make money. Unless you're doing things specifically in STEM for college, there is no point. Yeah. You're just getting a piece of paper to become a barista, really. Yeah, because let's see here. I'm trying to remember everything that STEM stands for. So I know it's like engineering, medical, science. Was it science, tech, engineering, medical, right? I think at one point there was something in I think there was something math, not medical. Well, in medical, I hope that surgeons are getting medical degrees. So science, tech, engineering, math. Well, I thought that there was like music or something in there at some point in time, and then they like removed that. I don't know. But see, and that's the only thing that I would want is some type of music production, something. I'm like, whatever. I'll just get one of those masterclass things or like Skillshare or whatever. I'll just get one of those. Hi, honey. You want to come back up here? Poor baby dog. Arts have their place. Yeah, there are certain arts that are useful still. Liberal arts, not so much. Now, you guys want to talk about Tuah? I was ordering a pizza and my neighbor brought me a couple hot dogs and macaroni. Ooh, yum. It's been nice and like sunny out today. And like stuff like hot dogs and macaroni sounds so good. That feels like summer to me. Tuah! Yeah, let's talk about it. So Tuah, if you remember her, she said Tuah back in June of last year. And then she got a podcast, remember? And then suddenly she was a part of a crypto scam. And then she did record a podcast, post it, and then delete it where she had like some sort of an apology, but it was really bad. That was why they removed the podcast. And then she disappeared again. And then she started posting things on Instagram that were hinting to her documentary coming out. Like it was very cheesy, where she was like having these nightmares about she died and she was pregnant or whatever. And then her friend came over to wake her up and was like, "Wake up, we have stuff to do." And there is a documentary coming out about her. Well. Mayhem Bear. Did someone say hot dogs? Yes. Well, this has nothing to do with any of that, to be honest. Tuah girl Haley Welch lands bizarre cameo in Glenn Powell's new Hulu series. Oh, well. Haley Welch, better known to the world as the Tuah girl, is officially entering the world of scripted television. The viral internet personality has landed a surprising cameo in Glenn Powell's upcoming Hulu series, Chad Powers, a project backed by NFL legend Eli Manning and set to premiere later this year. The move has ignited both celebration and controversy across social media, marking Welch's bold transition from viral fame to mainstream entertainment. Welch exploded into pop culture in 2023. 2023? Wait. Wasn't it 2024? I could have sworn it was last June. No? What? Sarah M. Stone. Does anybody know who Sarah M. Stone is? Someone will look her up on Twitter or whatever, try to figure out what's going on. It was 2024. It was just June of last summer. Am I wrong? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I could have sworn it was just June of last summer. Was it not? I swear it was. Okay, after a street interview clip surfaced online in which she famously exclaimed, "You got to give him that hawk Tuah. Spit on that thing." You forgot that part. Sarah Stone, you need to be fired. I'm sorry. The moment became a lightning rod for memes, remixes, merchandise, and even cryptocurrency. Practically overnight, Haley Welch went from anonymous Southern charm to household name. Now, in what many are calling one of the most unexpected castings of the year, Welch has reportedly filmed a cameo appearance in Chad Powers. Sources told TMZ that she recently joined Glenn Powell and the production crew in Los Angeles during reshoots. She will appear in a scene where Powell's character, an undercover quarterback disguised in prosthetics, is celebrating after being drafted into the XFL. Welch plays herself in the scene, blurring the line between real-world infamy and fictional satire. Yeah, it was 2024. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, Scottish Ranger. June 11th, 2024. That's what I thought. Okay, so this person needs a better editor. Who edited this? We need to discuss that. Okay, Chad Powers is a Hulu comedy series inspired by a viral sketch created by Eli Manning for ESPN. In the original clip, Manning disguised himself as an eccentric quarterback named Chad Powers in order to crash a college football tryout. The bit took off online, and now it's being expanded into a full series with Glenn Powell not only starring in the lead role, but also serving as co-creator alongside Manning. Powell plays Russ Holiday, a star Oregon Ducks quarterback who, after being banned from playing due to eligibility issues, assumes the identity of Chad Powers in order to rejoin the game under a new name. With prosthetics, wigs, and an outrageous backstory, the character navigates the sports world with a strange but endearing swagger. That's exactly where Welch's cameo comes in. I'm not going to lie. This kind of sounds dumb. Despite her popularity, Haley Welch has not managed to escape scrutiny. After her initial rise to fame, she launched merchandise and a podcast titled Tuah, which built a loyal following. But soon after, she became embroiled in cryptocurrency scandal when she endorsed a meme coin that turned out to be a rug pull scam. The backlash was swift and severe. Many fans felt misled and abandoned, while critics accused her of exploiting her fame for quick cash. The situation escalated when people began digging into her past, questioning her intentions, and calling her for cancellation. Welch temporarily stepped away from the public eye, halting podcast episodes and disappearing from the spotlight. However, in March 2025, she resurfaced with a video claiming she had been cleared of any wrongdoings by the Security and Exchange Commission. She returned to hosting Tuah and quickly began teasing a huge opportunity on the horizon. One that we now know within her cameo was her cameo in Chad Powers. So, I mean, really the rest of it, this is essentially everything we already know. But I need to know who edited this, because there's some stuff going on here that is just not very good. But yeah, there you have it. Hawk Tuah is not going anywhere. I didn't even realize that she was doing her podcast anymore. I thought it was over. But apparently, yeah, she's back to podcasting, and she's going to be in a Hulu series with Glenn Powell. Fake news. Is it fake news? I don't know. I'm wondering, because that article was not edited very well. They need a little help. Should I reach out to them and let them know that I can properly edit an article. "15 minutes of fame, scams everybody, fucks off." I know. And then now she's not, now she apparently is coming back. I don't know. I mean, I won't be watching it. I know that much, but it just looks like she is kind of like a wet booger that you can't really, you just can go, like she's not gonna go away quietly. She will be here for a while. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, is she, you mean a loogie? Isn't a loogie though, like, it's just like a phlegm ball. I'm talking like, if you like, if it's like stuck, when you get stuck and you just can't like, Well, if her acting career doesn't take off, she can always say that Glenn Powell was toxic on set, like that Valkyrie chick said about Jason Momoa. She can. Oh, sorry. Tuah. She's a loogie. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this is kind of stupid just because I thought it was stupid though to give her a podcast. I never thought that she was that interesting. I didn't understand why people thought that meme was so interesting. I don't know why people. She seems, cute and sweet, right? Like it's not like I think that she's awful or anything. She seems like a cute, sweet girl. Like in that clip of her that night, it was a Tuah night. Like she seemed like adorable and fun, and everybody loved her, right? I just don't see her as like entertaining. Like she doesn't strike me as the type that like is an entertainer. She seems like a adorable, sweet little like Southern gal, which isn't really like an entertainer. Like she's just like some lady. So I don't know. I'm not going to watch it. Is anyone here going to watch it? I don't think it'll be that interesting at all. Really. Okay. See you later. Wait, did I do this one yet, Russell Hall? Give the audience a little cat cow. Here's the thing. Zia does that for $300. Do you want down? I don't know what you want. Do you want to come here? No. Okay. Well, lay down then. What? Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you're sitting down like normal. You're very cute. Sometimes when Cricket sits down, she's like her little feet stick out. But right now they're neutral. She's posing for the camera. What do you want, honey? Use your words. I think she just wants to hang out. Honestly, I wouldn't watch even if she was naked. She's kind of meh. There's like something about her personality that just seems a little, just meh. Hold on a second. I guess that means it's a song and a jiggle.
Oh, we got another? That was amazing.
Like, I just don't really see, like, again, she seems really sweet. Like, she'd be like, a nice person. Like, I don't really want to talk down on her. Like, she's like bad about her. It's just the simple fact that like I don't see the entertainment value. I don't get it. Because she's not even like, you know, some of these girls out there who are, you know, very boring streamers. And no, I'm not naming anybody in particular because I'm not speaking about anybody specifically, but I'm, you know, they're there for their sex appeal, right? And so they don't really do much because they're just like there for their sex appeal, right? She's not even doing that because she's, you know, she's not offering sex appeal, which is fine. So I don't really get it. Like she's like a chick. I don't know. Maybe I need to talk to her and figure out. Don't tell Courtney when she does that, or she'll ask for money. Is there something going on with my bazoombas when I get up? I'm gonna have to go back and watch this now. Shit. Ugh. She gives away a lot of her earnings to animal charities, which is a lot more than people in her position. I can respect that. I just don't understand the entertainment value. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. But maybe I should just watch the podcast and figure out. No, you're fine. Okay, sure. Mm. Oh. There's something horrible I would have told you. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like there's clearly something happening. You guys are getting a bit of a show and I don't know about it. And maybe you owe me money now. Maybe I have to ask for money. If there's a show, I'm missing it. Well, me too. So, chat and ask. You're being a little butthead. So yeah, I never really saw the entertainment value in the very little that I've seen of her. I didn't really understand what the appeal was even in offering her a podcast and stuff. But I don't know. People watched it. I guess they still do or something. You want money? We want cat cow. I'm sure we can come up with some type of arrangement. Yeah. Well, how much money have you guys given me so far? I don't even know. Has anyone tallied it? Wait, hold on. What the? No, get out of here. Okay, let's see. What's this? Okay. Okay, so it's 33. Okay. And then Russell Hall, you're making this very difficult. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna need more money than that. I mean, I don't even know if I did all that correctly, but this is saying $54. Which, thank you, by the way. It's very nice of all of you for your generosity. But We don't do cat cow for $54. You're the one making this difficult. Zia does it for $300. So why do you think that I should do it for a lower amount? What, you think I'm not worthy of more money? My cat cow isn't that great. If my cat cow isn't that great, then why are you even asking for a cat cow anyway? $250 left, Russell. Zia started on $10. Yeah, well, hey man, I make more than $10 without offering cat cow. There are streams that I've made over $100 without offering cat cow. So why shouldn't I ask for more? You don't know what cat cow is? I mean, Google it. Cat cow, it's a yoga pose. You're on all fours. And Zia points her butt at the camera. And you go up and down and up and down. You're like an angry cat, and then you arch your back the other way. Just keep arching your back on all fours. Do she not see? Wait, oh. Do she not see with the $10? You look fabulous, by the way. Thank you. I kind of feel like crappy right now, but thank you. Zia spent years posting nudes online to get where she is, whereas I have yet to see one measly picture of your butthole. Well, she and I create different kinds of content. Plus, trust me, she looks way better naked than I do. The thing is that if you were to ever see any form of nudity on me, you would be like paying me money to put it back on. So there is that. I just want to see if this is the right thing that I want to watch. Okay, never mind. It's not going to help me. Or will it? Okay. Yeah, let's look at it. Oh, geez. I'm not even going to say that out loud, Russell. You goofy dude. What will happen first? Courtney beehole pics or Courtney getting a tank? Am I going to have to show beehole pics just to get a tank? I just want my tank. I want a tank. Now, yep. Now let's sit in silence. All right, let's cleanse our palates a little bit.
All right.
It is one.
All right. We're off the record.
What? What are you gonna do?
We're off the record.
WrestleMania. Anyway, perfect reaction from the lawyer. Yeah. his reaction is like almost as good as her screaming WrestleMania and tackling her lawyer. I'm sorry. I have to watch this one more time.
We're off the record.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my God, it's so funny every time. Healer from the KY family. Hello. Do you want to watch that one more time? I don't know why I end up not presenting the screen anymore because really, like, let's be real.
Sure.
And Judge, it sounds like just one witness. We're asking for sequestration of points.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor. It is one witness, Your Honor.
Oh, buddy, I'm away. I have to start work. Early start at work tomorrow. Oh no, you're leaving. Well, we'll be here probably if you get bored or something. The lawyer doing the whoop hands. I know he's just like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. If you guys don't know, so this is actually she already went through a murder trial. And has been convicted of murder. And so she's in prison for the rest of her life. This hearing was actually for an assault charge on a prison employee. So everybody here is already fully aware of her behavior, which is why they have so many bailiffs, which is why the lawyer is not surprised. We've all been through this. So, yeah, what a beautiful moment, though. You know what I mean? Was the lawyer doing a Tim Holtz impression? Yeah, he's just not phased by her wackadoodle behavior. And you know what? Maybe I should actually put together a little script and talk about the story of her. Her story is like quite terrifying, but also, I actually there's another true crime story I actually kind of want to tell because she there's a story that I was listening to the other day that I was just in shock because it was one of those like love triangle situations, and instead of getting divorced, the partner so I should just say that the partner that was not involved in a love triangle was murdered. And there was some framing involved, but there was a plot twist that made me laugh so hard. So hard. I was like, I can't. How is this even like I can't believe this is real. So I think I might want to tell that story at full length because it was mind blowing. Timestamp for WrestleMania. Hi, McGuinevere. Hey, just in time. Check this out. Oh, that's what you're asking for is the time station. All right. What happened? How long ago was this? There's Cricket. Oh, there's Penelope. Hold on. I'm just checking to see. Oh, geez. I found it and then lost it. Well, we have to watch this now because somebody. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure I found it.
Time. I know where she is. Yeah. Hi.
What happened? What are
We're gonna
we?
go back to bed.
I'm trying to figure out what it is that we're. I thought it was kind of funny because I guess, our phones are always listening. Just the other day, oh, it's Penelope under the bed again. She's in bed this time. I know where she is. Somebody explain to me what happened here. Was it that? Thank you. Figure out what the deal is, because I mean, I've always known her to be a little. I lost it. Whoops. We're just gonna watch this on repeat because I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny because I guess, our phones are always listening. Just the other day, oh, it's Penelope under the bed again. She's in bed this time. I know where she is. I'm still waiting for this moment. I don't understand.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
You wanna go back to bed?
Yeah. Chat? I think Chat and us got thirsty. Yeah. What is going on here? What are we talking about? Yeah, it's really weird. She's just been getting more and more. Whoops. Yeah. I don't know I don't understand. Yeah, I thought that maybe there was a cool cleavage moment or something, but I just I don't know. So we'll just have to watch this instead. Whoops. Oh, dang it. Oops. Dang it.
We're off the
Okay, do you guys want to watch Lori Vallow's opening statements? Or do we even care at this point in time? Because, the lawyer looks so defeated. I know. He just is like, what are we going to do? I just realized I don't really know where Chongus is. She's normally. I'm going to see if I can find Chungus. Hold on. I forgot that Jonathan Davis beatboxed and scatted in Freak on a Leash. Does anybody remember this?
Da boom bap bap boom ba da marina. A boom bap bap boom ba da marina. A boom bap bap boom ba da marina. A boom bap bap boom ba marina. Go! Bow bow bam bap bow. Ho something bam ba. Ho something bap ba. That guy became a millionaire from that, by the way. Here I am doing that for free, and homie was getting millions of dollars to do that on stage every night. Da boom bap bap boom ba da marina. A boom bap bap boom ba da marina. Ho something bap da go. Ho something bam ba. Ho something bap ba. Something bam ba. Boom bap ba dum ba da marina. A boom bap ba dum ba da marina. But like seriously, how come we didn't talk about that more? Jonathan Davis is over here with his dreadlocks. A boom bap da boom ba da marina. A boom bap ba boom ba da marina. Boom bap ba dum ba da marina. A boom bap ba dum ba da marina. Go! Ha sing up ha ha pa 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 pa. And we just accepted it. We turned him into a millionaire. What? We did that. We were like, this is perfect. Thank you, Jonathan Davis. I mean, for crying out loud, nowadays he would have been protested and harassed, I think, for the cultural appropriation. Corn Prodigy mashup, please. Go! Oh, oh man. Subscribe for more of that. Yeah.
I forgot that I put that on a loop. Look who I found. My baby dog. You're very sweet. Oh man, okay, what happened while I was gone? She holds her dog up to her right side. I don't get it, Chad Ness. You're a goof. When Courtney and I get married, we're walking out to this bebop. Oh man. All right. Side boob, almost the whole right hand. There's no that's armpit fat. You thought you saw armpit fat. But if you think it's a boob, that's cool. But it was armpit fat because I'm fat. But what are you bringing to the marriage healer? It better be Tony. Yeah. Are you going to be Tony or Russell Hall? Are you Russell Hall? Needs updating to Corn Prodigy Fetty Wap mashup. Okay, I'll have to make an attempt at that. See if I can work my magic. I told you if I saw something, I'll say something, but no. I just thought he like saw like extra cleavage or my boobs bounced or something. Like I got up and was like, or something. Like, I don't know. Or maybe there was like a side shot, like that he thought he saw my whole body and was like, woo, her body looks hot. We don't always see that. Something. I don't know. But no, he thought he saw my armpit fat and thought it was a boob. Who the fuck is Tony? Well, he's not here. But if you want, we can watch a clip from his YouTube channel. There Goes the Neighborhood. Tony was here on episode 69. He got into a car accident. Frankie was also here that day. A rare glimpse of armpit fat. The right one. It doesn't matter what side you're talking about. That's still my armpit fat. I don't know what this means. Are you behind G? Chungus is there. What? Show ankle. No. My ankles are covered by socks. Man, there is something I gotta say. Since I've been in my 30s, there is something about house socks. Whew. Side ankle. That side ankle, baby. Whoa. I did that for free, you guys. I didn't even ask for super. We need to hit at least $100 if you want to see my ankle. Okay, so, yeah, stop sex pesting Courtney. That's Russell Hall's job. Yeah, and where is he? He's gone. Russell's not here. Tony's not here. What am I supposed to do? Good night, Mr. is lagging. I just called him G. I'm weird. Okay, wait. I don't even know what's going on now. I still don't understand this. Are you behind Good night, Mr.? Chungus is there? I still don't understand it. The dog hair on the socks is my life 24/7. So much so that I didn't even realize that I had dog hair on my socks. But yep. Yeah, that's I do have 3 of them. Yeah, you're a baby. You're so cute. You know what's funny is I did have a weird thought the other day about like, man, I never should have put my dogs on the internet. Almost like a, you know, a family vlogger type channel. Like, oh my God, they never consented. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just thought like, should I have kept them a secret? But they're dogs, so I don't know. Oh, he said must find Chungus after you found her. I hate wearing socks. I used to hate wearing socks. And honestly, like wearing socks in shoes, I still don't really like, but I like wearing socks around the house. But I would prefer to always, if I'm wearing shoes, I'd rather them be like flip-flops or something. I don't really want to wear socks. I prefer to be barefoot, but that's, you know, not an option. So I would prefer to I'd rather just be in warm enough weather to where I can just wear flip-flops. It's okay just as long as they're not butt ugly pugs. I think pugs are sweet. Pugs are just dogs like the rest of them. I don't know what the hell that meant, to be honest. Oh yeah, I understand that. I have hardwood floors, so if I wear socks, I don't get any traction. I have hardwood floors, and I just find myself running and sliding all the time. I'm pretty much just like scooting around the house. But I get it, because like it's especially hard to keep your balance and stuff. It's true. Are we in the mood for Lori Vallow's opening statements? I mean, I gotta tell you, it was very funny to listen to her. You know, like what the evidence will show, and the evidence will show, and the evidence will show. But it is like annoying. My favorite breed of dog is the mighty German Shepherd, the greatest dog breed in the world. My favorite breed of dog is a rescue. It just needs a home. So when you do go to New York, maybe we can pay to make a scavenger hunt for you. Interesting. So would it be like a live stream scavenger hunt type thing? We want you to swap bras with Keanu for $50. I don't know if that would be allowed on YouTube. Also, $50? That's pretty low. I think the first goal that we hit should be a minimum of 200, but I don't think I think bra swapping needs to be higher than that. Keanu has a bra. We learned that she doesn't. By the way, we already learned that she doesn't have a bra because Bill Schultz and Gino were supposed to wear her bras, and she didn't have anything for them to wear. So, can your avatars on Dress to Impress swap bras? Problem solved. They cannot. They cannot swap bras. Stop making me look like an incel. Swap bras with Keanu. Well, I mean, he did just jerk it to armpit fat. That is wild. Yeah, because like, first of all, my bra comes to here. So if you saw anything, it was my bra. I would have, Penelope would have had to yank really hard. I would have noticed if my bra was being yanked on that hard. So you either saw part of a bra or my armpit fat. Almost the whole thing came out. Look at the footage again. No, let's take a look. Because I'm telling you. Wait. Oh, dang it. Here we go. We're going to watch it again. Okay. Oh, it's Penelope under the bed again. She's in bed this time. I know where she is.
Yeah. Hi.
Okay. That's my arm. That's my big fat arm. That's armpit fat.
Yeah.
Baby
Hi.
dog. Okay, we're still looking at big fat armpit fat.
You gotta go back to bed.
Yeah, she does. That's armpit fat. That whole thing is armpit fat. That's just me being a fat pig because I'm fat. Fine, you're lost, guys. What are you talking about, though? That's armpit fat. I know what armpit fat is. None of that was a boob. I know that I am fat right now, okay? But we don't have to just announce it to the world. Now, we already did, though, so.
Correct.
I think I just need to turn that into a drop. Because, like, you aren't fat, though. Obviously, I am if you think that my armpit fat and my big fat arm are a boob. Hello. What did I miss? Apparently, Chad Nesk thinks my big fat arms are a boob. Never mind. You're a woman. You'll find a way to hit your body somehow. Yes. And so, you literally are trying to tell everybody here that my big fat arm was a boob. There's literally there's no booba happening there at all. And you're insisting that my boob almost came out. That's literally just fat on my body in other places other than my boob. Like if I actually saw my booba, I'd have gone, oh no. But no. Want to know why? Because that was my big fat arm.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
So, no Lori Vallow. Let's watch some Lori Vallow. Yeah. Okay. So if you don't know who Lori Vallow is, she is the doomsday mother. She's currently in prison for the murder of her 2 children. And her current husband's then wife. So essentially, the 2 of them, she and Chad Daybell, they met each other on some doomsday podcast, and they started getting real weird with these spiritual beliefs and all this stuff. And they decided that her 2 children had way too dark energy, or their energy was too dark and they were zombies or whatever. And so she needed to kill them to get to I don't know, as a sacrifice or whatever to God or something. I don't freaking know. But they also wanted to be with each other, she and Chad Daybell, and he was still married. She was also still married, technically. But then her husband was shot and killed in her home by her brother. And that just left his wife still alive. And then suddenly the wife was also died from natural causes. Well, later, now that she already was on trial and she's convicted of all those murders, it turns out that she murdered them, all 3 of those people. So now this trial, she's representing herself. And this is the trial of the death of her husband, Charles Vallow. And which, by the way, after their respective partners had passed away, Lori and Chad got married within a few days. Like before they even died, they had already ordered wedding rings off of, I think, Etsy or something like that. So not suspicious at all. But she is insisting that She didn't do it. So she pled not guilty and she is representing herself.
All right, the defendant can proceed with her opening statement.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have been charged with a crime, a serious crime. And the only question here is, did I commit this crime? Conspiracy. Conspiracy is an agreement between two or more people to commit a crime. Okay, so you see here. Okay. There has to be an agreement. There has to be a plan. The evidence in this case will show that Charles Vallow and I got married in February 2006.
Mm-hmm.
It will show that it was my fourth marriage and Charles' third marriage. At
That was
that
your
time,
fifth.
we each had 2 children. I had Colby, who was 9, and Tylee, who was 3. Charles had Cole, who was
You're not even going to talk about JJ, the boy that you adopted? Also, I thought this was your 5th husband.
also 9, and Zach, who was 7. The evidence will show that our family moved from Austin, Texas to Chandler, Arizona in 2009. The evidence will show that Charles and I adopted our great nephew, JJ, who was born in 2012. It will also show that Charles and I were married for over 13 years and were raising 5 children. The evidence will show that I was a licensed cosmetologist and worked as a hairstylist for 20 years while we lived in Austin, Texas.
Okay, but how is that relevant, girl? Why do you need to point that out as the evidence will show? You're trying to point out all the things that will point to you not being guilty of this murder. So you being a licensed cosmetologist doesn't have anything to do with
The
that.
evidence will show that I was a licensed cosmetologist and worked as a hairstylist for 20 years while we lived in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
The evidence will show that Charles was a licensed life insurance salesman and
Okay,
worked
that-
as an independent contractor selling life insurance policies.
That is semi-relevant, maybe, but that's only just because she was accused of killing him for the life insurance.
Life insurance salesman and worked as an independent contractor selling life insurance policies and annuities and owned his own business. The evidence will show that Charles and I purchased life insurance policies early in our marriage, and Charles had them issued to the maximum amount possible to each of us. The evidence will show that Charles was 17 years older than me,
Okay.
and that because of Charles' age and an issue that he had with high blood pressure, the maximum amount of life insurance that could be approved for Charles was $1 million. The maximum
matter.
amount of life insurance that I could be approved for because of my age and my health was $2 million.
But what does that have to do with anything, girl? What does that have to do with anything? Even if you had a life insurance policy that was $10 million, if you kill somebody for their life insurance policy, you kill somebody for their life insurance policy. Like, you obviously aren't going to be able to get it if you die. Like, you get yours if you die. So this just doesn't make sense.
The evidence will show that throughout our 13-year marriage that we always had.
And she's going to prison. Already, huh? Well then.
Life insurance policies. When a 10-year policy lapsed, Charles would shop for another company who would approve us for the maximum amount of life insurance. The evidence will show that this was Charles' job. This is what he did. I helped him in this business, and this is what he did. The evidence will show that in 2016, Charles repurchased a new $2 million life insurance policy on me, and he was the sole beneficiary.
So
the evidence will show that Charles and I had a happy marriage.
The thing is, like, you don't have to start every sentence with the evidence will show, the evidence will show, the evidence will show. Like, it just, the evidence will show we had a happy marriage. Who cares? The evidence will show that he got another policy on me for $2 million. That's what people do with life insurance. If you have one insurance policy that lapsed, or if you had a term policy instead of a whole life policy, like the term policy, you end up renewing at some point in time because it's only for a term. So like that doesn't have anything to do with any of this.
For 13 years. that he was, in fact, a baseball player and that he played high school, college ball, and AAA ball, and that he was, in fact, a left-handed pitcher, a southpaw, they call him.
Just because you're a left-handed pitcher. Oh, I think she ends up saying something about that in a minute. Didn't she just kill him to get out of the way? How do you care about policy? They do end up talking about it where there's text messages between her and Chad saying like, oh, you know, I'll still get $4,000 a month from like Social Security, something, like all this stuff. So like there was clearly like a motive for money, and she did try to cash out that life insurance policy of his, and only to find out that he changed the life insurance policy to be in his sister's name. So there is that. Like a lot of times that'll happen in a murder trial, is if there is a life insurance policy and if the person attempted to cash it out, they will use that as evidence of trying to, you know, get money from a life insurance policy. So there is that. The evidence will show she's filibustering her own trial. Yeah, she's kind of it's a bit rambly. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Much better than Daryl Brooks, but a lot of it is just sort of, it has nothing to do with the actual case.
But he was a right-handed batter, as could be attested to by anybody who knew Charles well and his high school baseball coach, Greg Davis. The evidence will show that Tylee was, and in 2014, our family moved from Chandler, Arizona to Kauai, Hawaii. We lived there for 3.5 years and returned to Chandler in 2017. The evidence will show that Tylee was 3 years old when Charles and I got married. And
see, like that, the evidence will show, and then it's like some random statement that doesn't have anything to do with the trial. Like, even if, like, as she goes into this with like, oh, and there was a, you know, trouble between my daughter and my husband, blah, blah, blah. But what does that have to do with your husband being shot and killed in the foyer? What is it called? The foyer in the like in the front of your house. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
that when she became a teenager, the relationship between Tylee and her stepfather, Charles, became so difficult that Tylee and Charles had to seek a therapist, a family.
Wasn't she accusing him of sexually abusing her? Or was it her biological dad? She was accusing one of them of abusing the daughter.
To stop them from fighting. The evidence will show that
Foyer. Sorry. My mom used to always pronounce things wrong, and I always forget that, like, what words, like how she pronounced them and how they're supposed to be pronounced. It's foyer, not foyer.
Together, Charles and Tylee met with this therapist after we moved back to the mainland in 2017. The evidence will show that in April of 2018, Tylee's biological father passed away from a heart attack.
That doesn't have anything to do with this. That doesn't have anything to do with this case, though.
Social Security and made an appointment at the Social Security office.
Object to hearsay.
Sustain.
Which, by the way, a lot of times, objecting during an opening
and made an appointment.
Objecting during an opening statement or a closing argument, like, very rare.
At the Social Security office.
Object to hearsay.
Sustain.
It will show that we did get Social Security for Tylee for her deceased father until she was 18 years old, and she was 15 years old at the time. The evidence will show that Charles and Tylee's fighting increased greatly in January of 2000.
When does she talk about ordering Chinese food? On April 5th, 2013. I think she squeezes it in there at some point in time, right? The evidence will show that I took a trip to Inverness, Scotland to visit Loch Ness, and it cost me $3.50. Yeah, we're
2019 when Charles and I temporarily separated. The evidence will show that several people witnessed these terrible arguments between Tylee and Charles that increased to physical in 2000.
So what bothers me about this, okay, I've never written an opening statement, right? There's a time and a place for saying like the evidence will show blah blah blah. The thing is that the point that you need to, the statement you make when you say the evidence will show, it's a fact directly related to the actual case. So this dude was shot and killed in the doorway of her house, okay, in the foyer, if you will, okay, and essentially, like what she's accused of is there was a fight that broke out between him and her brother, and the brother was there prepared with a baseball bat and a gun, and so it looked like he hit the brother hit the husband over the head with the baseball bat, and then then he shot him, and then then he planted the gun next to his body to make it look like he shot himself, I think. And then I think they were trying to make it look like the husband hit the brother with the baseball bat as well, but it looked as though the brother was struck on certain parts of his body that would indicate that it was somebody who batted right-handed and not left-handed. So like her saying like, the evidence will show that while what's his name again? Charles was ambidextrous, he is actually a right-handed batter, which would prove that the injuries on Alex's body would have actually been from him. Like the evidence, but like just saying like the evidence will show that there was a problem, that there was a lot of fighting between Tylee and Charles. That makes no sense. That has nothing to do with this specific situation. And also saying the evidence will show, the evidence will show, the evidence will show. It just doesn't, it's not necessary. It's essentially when you're saying it, it's when you're trying to make a point directly related to the case. That's, I guess, to like almost say that it's not hearsay in a way, because like it's setting it up to say like, this is evidence that we're going to present in this trial to prove that this happened. So for her, like she would want to say something to the effect of like, the evidence will show that, the point that they're making is incorrect, as, he actually was not a left-handed batter as they're trying to say, or whatever. But she's just all over the place with
2019. Charles and Tylee had major increasing arguments, 2 in February of 2019, 1 of March in 2019, which was captured on video, 1 in May.
Does she think she's smart, or did no one want to represent her? Well, she does actually have the right to representation. So no matter what, if a public defender doesn't want to represent her, they're going to have like really, really, really good reasoning that would actually make sense as to why they wouldn't be able to do it, because she still legally does have a right to an attorney. So I think she wanted to represent herself. Does it change things if she says, let the evidence show? I don't think so. I think it changes if she stops freaking saying it.
Of 2019, 1 in June of 2000.
I would have taken the public defender, or at least have them offer advice along the way. This is awful to watch. The thing is, like, I think everybody needs to watch trials, at least one where somebody's representing themselves, and then also a trial where somebody is not representing themselves, and look at the difference and how it's handled, and to really see, like, you do not want to represent yourself. There's a reason why people say he who represents himself has a fool for a client, or he who represents himself has a fool for an attorney. I can't remember which one, probably both. But you don't want to represent yourself. You don't want to represent yourself. No matter what, no matter how educated you are, you do not want to represent yourself. Have a lawyer handle it. The case is being televised live right now. I'm looking at the judge's chair. It is not empty. He just sat down. Oh yeah, this is like from a couple of days ago now. It's client. Okay. She could focus on her alibi and why she didn't commit conspiracy. A better statement could be the evidence will prove that. Right. And like, she just doesn't, also needs to stop saying it every single sentence. It's just so bad.
2019. And then the worst of all in July 2019. The evidence will show that in March of 2019, Charles pulled JJ out of his special school and moved him to Houston, Texas, while we were temporarily separated. Tylee and I then joined Charles and JJ in Texas in April 2019 to reconcile. The evidence will show.
The wild thing is that like she already has had a trial for the murder of her kids. Why didn't she like take a page out of the book of the opening statements in that one?
That JJ was diagnosed with severe autism when he was 3
That means nothing to the case.
years old while we lived in Hawaii. The evidence will show that for 2 years, JJ was
and see, like the evidence will show that JJ was diagnosed with autism when he was 3 years old, blah, 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 but then doesn't specify why that has anything to do with, and that's how you know that I had nothing to do with the murder, with Charles Vallow losing his life. Because her whole thing is that she was dropping her kid off at school that day.
Attending a school in Gilbert, Arizona, a special school for children with autism. It's called Lauren's Life Academy.
Okay.
The evidence will show that
you don't even need to offer those details right now. You can just, the evidence will show that I was not even at the house at the time of the murder.
Attending a school in Gilbert, Arizona, a special school for children with autism. It's called Lauren's Life Academy. The evidence will show that in June of 2019, in JJ's best interest, Tylee, JJ, and I moved back to Chandler, Arizona to re-enroll JJ back in Lauren's Life Academy since he had a difficult time with the Houston, Texas schools with no services for his autism. The evidence will show that Charles and I agreed it was in JJ's best interest to be in school where more services were available to him. So Charles and I rented a house here in Chandler.
She didn't need to start that sentence with the evidence will show. She would just easily say, so that was when we decided that we would change schools for him.
On the day in question, July 11th, 2019, Charles and I were renting 2 houses. One in Houston, Texas, where he mainly resided, and one in Chandler, Arizona, where I resided with our 2 minor children, Tylee and JJ. By this time, our 3 older boys, Colby, Cole, and Zach, were adults and not living at home any longer. The evidence will show that during the months of June and July, that my husband, Charles Vallow, began to send me threatening text messages. These messages were seen by my sister Summer, and that worried her. The evidence will show that Charles insisted on flying into Phoenix on July 10th, as we've heard from the state. The evidence will show that I advised Charles that he could not stay with us at the Chandler house because he could not get along with Tylee, and I did not want them to get into another fight like they had 3 weeks prior. The evidence will show that it was ultimately decided between Charles and I on text messages that he would stay in a hotel because he traveled for business all the time and stayed in hotels all the time, and that I would book it for him since I worked for him and booked all of his travel. The evidence will show that Charles did in fact fly into Phoenix on Wednesday, July 10th, and stayed in the hotel that I booked for him. The evidence will show that Charles paid to fly my brother Adam Cox into Phoenix from Kansas on the same day, Wednesday, July 10th, 2019.
Okay.
The evidence will show.
Okay, what's the evidence showing this time around? It's hurting my brain.
Kansas on the same day, Wednesday, July 10th, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
The evidence will show that Charles planned to come to our Chandler home and pick up JJ and drive him to school on Thursday morning, July 11th, 2019.
Okay. And then what?
The evidence will also show you that Lauren's Life Academy opens its gates at 8:25 a.m. in the morning. And the evidence will show that Charles showed up at our Chandler residence around 7:30 in the rental car I booked for him on the morning of Thursday, July 11th, 2019. The evidence will show that Charles began texting with my brother, Adam Cox, before he entered our residence.
I thought his name was Alex. It's Adam?
And that Charles and Adam were discussing in their text communications that my other brother, Alex Cox, was at the residence.
Okay, never
The
mind.
evidence will show that on the morning of July 11th, that Tylee was asleep in her room and my brother Alex was asleep in the guest room.
Okay, and then what?
The evidence will
Get to the
show
point.
that when Charles entered the house, only JJ and I were awake and present.
The thing is, like, so much of this, your opening statement is essentially just to like get the jury on your side, and kind of prep them for what you're going to say. A lot of this can just be testimony. Like, there's testimony. You can have testimony, for crying out loud. And I think what happens is, like, since she's representing herself, like, she gives the judge a list of the questions, and then the judge has to ask them or something like that. It's odd because this sort of behavior you'd expect of a natural blonde, and yet somehow I doubt that the carpet matches the drapes. She's been in prison for a long time, though. Like, when was the last time she was able to dye her hair?
The evidence will show that after we put JJ in the rental car, that Charles came back into the residence to receive his phone, leaving JJ in the front seat of the rental car with the engine running. He was 7 years old. The evidence will show that Charles began to scream at me when I refused to hand him his phone. The evidence will show that Charles' screaming woke up Tylee
This is actually hearsay. He can't testify to that.
and Alex. The evidence will show that Tylee came out of her room with a bat to protect me, her mother, from her stepfather, Charles Vallow. The evidence will show that Tylee and Charles fought over the bat.
Yeah, but look at it. Fair.
And that after a struggle over the bat, Tylee fell onto the ground. And Charles lifted up the bat to hit Tylee with the bat.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I don't know. There's something about this. It just seems like I feel like I don't know. Maybe I just don't know a man that abusive or something. But like the idea of a dude picking up a bat to hit a little girl, like that just sounds. I mean, I guess the thing is, like that would happen, sure, but like this guy, he would have already had a history of being in prison for like beating women and stuff like that, right? Like this guy didn't have any type of history of that. So like suddenly he just became this kind of guy. Like, I don't know. There's something a little off with that.
Tylee fell onto the ground. And Charles lifted up the bat to hit Tylee with the bat.
Yikes.
The evidence will show that Alex then intervened to protect Tylee from being hit with the bat. He did not have a gun. He was not wearing a shirt. He was pulling up his jeans because he just woke up and came.
You're exactly right, Courtney. She's supposed to be establishing a base for her defense, and she's not. Instead, has begun with a point by insanity. Yeah, well, she's just the thing is like she should be trying to paint a picture of what happened that day. And she's not quite getting there with it, right? Like she's really she's telling this wild story that like it just none of it makes sense. The evidence will show that armpit fat is not side boob. All right, chat and ask. We'll go back and look at that when we're done watching this. I know that you're wrong. Yeah, this is her own testimony, not opening statement. There's so much of this that like these questions would be answered in a testimony. It's not necessary in the opening statement or in the closing argument. So hopefully she gets her act together before the end of the trial, because it's just
she's just she's just the evidence will show, the evidence will show, the evidence will show, and it's just
into the
not.
room where he heard the screaming. The evidence will show that Alex and Charles got into a physical struggle for the bat and fell onto the ground.
See, the thing is that I don't think there's any evidence that shows that. There isn't any evidence that shows that they struggled over the bat. I don't think would there even be evidence of that? I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would get, how that would be a thing. Like, how would you show evidence of there being a struggle over the bat unless a bunch of stuff was knocked over? But anybody can just knock a bunch of stuff over. That wouldn't necessarily mean that there was a struggle over the bat. So how would you prove that, Lori?
The evidence will show that Tylee, who was on the ground, was lifted up by me and sent outside to get away from the struggle.
There isn't any evidence that proves that. What are you going to be using? Police reports? Like, there isn't any. What evidence are you going to use that proves that you picked her up? And just because you said it in a police report doesn't mean that it happened. Did Tylee say that in a police report? I think that there was evidence proving that you used to make her lie to therapists and investigators to say that she was being sexually abused by her dad or her stepdad. I can't remember which one. But so, like, why wouldn't I think that you're telling her to lie to investigators here?
And to protect JJ, who was still in the running car, in the rental car in the driveway. The evidence will show that after the struggle on the ground between Charles and Alex, that Charles prevailed with the bat and began to come towards me with the bat as I ran away from him into the kitchen. The evidence will show that at some point while I was running away from Charles, who was chasing me with the bat, that Alex apparently retrieved his gun.
But again, like, how do you have
The
evidence
will show that I ran outside to the children and that Alex
happened?
shot Charles in self-defense. The evidence will show that Tylee and I had both run outside without shoes. The evidence will show that JJ was still in the front seat of the rental car with the engine running and struggling to get out of the car. Tylee was trying to keep him in. The evidence will show that Tylee and I got into the rental car with JJ and drove away. The evidence will show you that I drove the children away from the residence towards JJ's school. Can I grab a tissue?
Yes.
I'm also trying to watch my video as well, because this is difficult. Okay, you know what? Oh, buddy. Anyway, so I'm a little distracted right now, but
The evidence will show that I drove the children through the Burger King drive-thru that Charles had promised JJ. The evidence will show that we continued to drive towards JJ's school and that the gate was not yet open at JJ's school. So we drove a block west of the school to a Walgreens where I ran in to purchase flip-flops for Tylee and myself so that we could walk JJ into school on the hot pavement.
okay, why were you guys barefoot?
The evidence will show that Tylee and I returned directly to our residence where we met with police in our driveway. The evidence will show that we were spoken to by the Chandler police officers. And the evidence will show that Tylee and I were told by the Chandler police detectives that Charles had passed away. The evidence will show that we were put into a police van and driven to the Chandler Police Department. The evidence will show that Alex was taken by police in a police car to the Chandler Police Department, and that we were all three separated into interrogation rooms and we were each interviewed. The evidence will show that next, Tylee and I were brought back together into a room at the Chandler Police Department and were introduced to a victim's advocate
Okay.
who was very kind to us. The evidence will show that
But like, what? That's something you don't present as the evidence will show, right? Like again, that's just something that was part of a testimony that we already know that's part of the
after
investigation.
speaking to the victim's advocate, that Tylee, Alex, and myself were put back into the police van and driven back to our residence.
Okay. Why would that detail matter at all? Why would you even need to put that in an opening statement? Why would you need to even put that in a testimony? What the evidence will show that we were put back into a van and driven back to the why would that mean anything? Why would you need to
We were
add that?
directed by the Chandler detectives to take the rental car and return later to the residence after we picked up JJ from school. The evidence will show that we did as instructed by the Chandler detectives. The evidence will show that we drove to Alex's residence where we attended to the wound on the back of his head. The evidence will show that Alex was then contacted by the Chandler detectives to return to the residence so that Alex could walk them through the events that occurred with the detectives at the residence. The evidence will show that Alex, Tylee, and I did return to the residence as instructed. And the evidence will show that Alex entered into the residence with Detective Moffett, but that Tylee and I were met by Detective Inkland in the front yard.
Again, like this isn't even like opening statement material, let alone the evidence will show material.
The evidence will show that at the time, Detective Inkland asked Tylee and myself if we had Charles' cell phone. Tylee retrieved Charles' cell phone from the rental car and gave it to Detective Inkland at 3:11 p.m. on July 11th, 2019.
Okay.
And at that time, Charles' phone was placed in the custody of Chandler Police detectives.
Okay, why do I care?
The evidence will show that Detective Inkland asked us if we knew the passcode on Charles' phone, which Tylee proceeded to give to Detective Inkland. The evidence will show that Tylee and I left the residence to pick up JJ from school,
Oh my God.
while Alex remained at the residence with the detectives.
All this stuff is just like none of this matters. Like they're trying to say that based on like the life insurance policy that she tried to cash out, some text messages that were going back and forth, and a few random like series of events, all lead up to the murder of her husband, right? And so she really needs to say is like, yeah, the evidence will show that I wasn't even on that life insurance policy. So how would I be able to even cash it out, even though like the evidence shows that she tried to cash it out? But the evidence will show I was not even in the house when this happened. This was just a fight that broke out because he was a violent person. What else? The evidence will show that these text messages that they're trying to say meant this and this, or actually doesn't mean that. And like, there you go.
The evidence will show that by the time Tylee, JJ, and I returned to the residence, that all police, EMS, CSI, and detectives were gone from the residence and only Alex remained. The evidence will show that the next day, I contacted Chandler Police to inform them that Charles' belongings were still at the hotel. I asked the detective if I should go get them, and I was told that they would take care of it. The evidence will show that I asked the detectives, what should we do next? And they directed us that they would contact us in about 3 weeks.
It's just this
after
is
their
testimony,
supervisor
not a
passed off the
statement.
reports, and Alex could go to the police station and retrieve his gun. The evidence will show that the last thing I heard from Chandler Police Department until June of 2021, 2 years later, when I received a grand jury indictment from them for this alleged crime. The evidence will show that Chandler Police treated this incident as self-defense.
And object to that.
Objection sustained. The jury should disregard that last statement.
The evidence will show you that my brother, Alex Cox, passed away on December 12th, 2019.
Has nothing to do with
Almost
anything.
exactly 5 months to the day after Charles, my husband, passed away.
Okay.
The
What does that have to
evidence
do
will
with
show
anything?
that Alex passed away from a blood clot in his lung.
Objection. Again.
I'll sustain the objection.
This has
It's
nothing to do with
not
anything.
relevant for this matter.
The evidence will show you that I am the only person being charged with this crime.
Mm-hmm.
I would object to the relevance of that.
Sustained.
As the state has mentioned, they are alleging that insurance money was my motive. Social Security was my motive. Spouses having insurance policies is not a crime. Collecting Social Security is not a crime. Self-defense is not a crime. A family tragedy is not a crime.
See, she ended on
It's
like
a
a
tragedy.
like ending on that note. Like, you should have gone with that whole thing. Like I just, the jury isn't paying attention for real. The evidence will show that she needs an attorney. No, exactly. Like who, what are words right now? She, I mean, honestly, I don't think she should have said the evidence will show anything, really. I mean, she really could have just gone with, the state is saying that this and this happened. And, I'm here to show you that this isn't the truth. Or, oh, she had a life. The state is saying that, I was trying to cash out a life insurance policy, but where's the crime in cashing out a life insurance policy after a loved one dies? That made me want to rip my eyeballs out, to be honest. I really was okay. You know what, Chet and Ask, I don't know where that timestamp is anymore because it's no longer that timestamp. Okay, we're just going to pretend. Actually, I'm just going to act like that isn't a thing right now because Chat and Ask thinks that my boob was out, then let him just jerk it to the armpit fat. But yeah, she should have used that time to try and make herself appear likable. Right. And she doesn't know how to do that because she isn't likable at all. She is kind of a mess, to be honest. Her statements to the judge during sentencing in the last trial were cuckoo bananas. The most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. She was talking about how she was having like spiritual contacts with the people that died and how they were so busy in the afterlife and they were happy. Oh, it was crazy. If I were a juror in that court case, I would automatically vote her guilty just for wasting my time. I mean, that just like honestly watching that statement, my first thought would be like, she's just trying to like talk her way out of this. This doesn't feel like she is, especially if somebody represents themselves in a murder trial. Ooh, my first thought would be, okay, this person's nuts. This person's a mess, and they don't like they're obviously guilty. Russell Hall with the $2. She did not stay at Holiday Inn Express. The evidence will show. And another $2. The best way to prove you didn't flash is to flash. No. She should have tried the WrestleMania defense. Exactly. Do we want to watch that again?
Yeah, but then she said that she had 4 husbands, and I feel like that's wrong. Did she forget about one of them, or am I just off? Did I accidentally close out of it? Oh no, I didn't. Oh wait. What are you gonna do?
Off the record.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna turn that into a drop tonight. She has multiple personalities, and one of them is a lawyer. Maybe. I'm honestly, I wonder why she's choosing to represent herself, because she does have the right to an attorney. So why doesn't she just take a public defender? Sometimes I think that like what they do is that they, like Sarah Boone did this, Daryl Brooks did this, where they're mad that the lawyer doesn't want to just use evidence to prove that they're not guilty, because they're like, okay, you're obviously guilty, take this plea deal, and they're like, no, I'm gonna plead not guilty, and they're like, oh, great, we get to go through trial, and they don't represent them in the way that they think that they need to be represented, because they want their lawyer to go find them not guilty, instead of the lawyer going, look, man, they did this and all, but like, I have an excuse. Was Daryl Brooks the black guy with the crazy hair? He did have like dreads or something like that when he was first found, when he did it, but he shaved his head during the trial. Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. I'm looking. Okay, Vengeance Demon, you're just lying. Let's just move on and not make me look like an incel. Well, yeah, like, I mean, you're making stuff up. That's not my boob. It's not my boob. Good night. Wait, hold on. Whoops. Good night, Ann Demon. I prefer watching the video to see her calculate when to make her move. Oh, are you saying that you want to see this again?
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
It's really funny when it's especially funny when you watch the lead up.
Right.
Let's go back a little bit.
One witness, we're asking for sequestration, but that may be a moot point.
All right.
Whoop.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
We're asking for sequestration, but that may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Russell Hall with the $2. Look, everybody has nipples, Courtney. It's no big. My nipples weren't on the screen. I think she's yelling razzle dazzle. Oh no, we have to do it in slow-mo again. That's okay. We can watch it in slow-mo again.
maybe a move point.
All right.
It is one, yes, Your Honor.
All right.
It is one, yes, Your Honor.
All right.
One more time, then I have to pee.
It is one, yes, Your Honor.
All right.
She said WrestleMania, you guys. All right, I'll be right back. I have to pee.
I forgot that Jonathan Davis beatboxed and scatted in Freak on a Leash. Does anybody remember this? Go! That guy became a millionaire from that, by the way. Here I am doing that for free, and homie was getting millions of dollars to do that on stage every night. But like seriously, how come we didn't talk about that more? Jonathan Davis is over here with his dreadlocks. Go! And we just accepted it. We turned him into a millionaire. What? We did that. We were like, this is perfect. Thank you, Jonathan Davis. I mean, for crying out loud, nowadays he would have been protested and harassed, I think, for the cultural appropriation. Corn Prodigy mashup, please. Go! Oh man. Subscribe for more of that. Yeah.
Okay. Courtney has only modeled bikinis and has done no nude modeling. I modeled bikinis? I've never modeled before in my life. Courtney, as a woman, what are 10 things that are ick factors for you? I don't know. I've never really thought of things that like, that gives me the ick. Timestamps. Like, there are things that are like deal breakers, but those are just the obvious things. You know, like dudes act like fuckboys or whatever, or just like annoying and don't know how to listen. Like, I don't fucking deal with that. But there isn't anything that like gives me the ick because I'm not 12. Hey, Tim F. Somebody help me distract her. From what? My back hurts. As usual. Okay, so Use huge super chats and donations. Her boobs are bound to just fly out over top the more money you give. They resist when they get mad at me for saying, "Oh, you should super chat if you want all of that." And they're like, "Well, fuck you." I'm like, "Well, fine, then no." Hi, backhand. Oh, well, dang it. I was thinking about wrapping up because it's been 3 hours and we covered everything already. We haven't seen WrestleMania in minutes. Dang it. You're not wrong.
We're off the record.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, let's.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
It's not a surprise yet. It's still so freaking funny. Well, hey, Adam. Dang it. Everyone's showing up and I was thinking about wrapping it up. Now what do I do? We already talked about everything. K-Max with the $20. Courtney, I'm happy to see this shirt today. I remember the old days when it was shirts like this galore. Now we're back to the original Courtney. Sometimes I like to be very comfy and cozy. And also, every once in a while, I just like to remind you guys of what you could get if you just super chatted more. So good luck. Who knows what we're going to see next time? Because maybe you didn't super chat enough this time. Chat and ask, hey, everybody, what's your star sign? Yeah, everybody, what's your star sign? You'd switch to turtlenecks. I don't own any turtlenecks. Russell Hall with a $2. Does it have to all be in one stream? Yeah. I don't know. Aquarius, Capricorn, Gemini. It's not Gemini season. Good night, mister. Gemini season is the end of May to the beginning of June. Leo, okay, Gemini. Okay, Max with $5. Hi, Choo Choo. Russell Hall and myself wish to make Courtney rich. Have we done that? Almost. We're getting close. Like each chatter won't let Courtney finish and keep sending in $2. Aries. Oh, that reminds me. Oh my God, that reminds me because it was Greg's birthday the other day. I forgot to wish him a happy birthday because I made contact. Does everybody remember Greg? The story of Greg, the guy I used to work with. When I would scream at him, I basically was, why do you hate Capricorns? I don't hate Capricorns. I was kidding. But Greg, the one I did my impression of Chrissy doing her impression of Frosk at him every day over the phone. And he would be annoyed and be like, I don't care. Oh my God, stop. I can't even put an F in the chat if I wanted to. Stop it. Just can you, oh my God. And then, anyway, so he was like traveling the world for a brief time. And so we hadn't spoken for a minute. Well, we made contact yesterday. And so I think I need to figure out a way to get Chrissy to prank Greg as Frosk. Anyway, I don't think anyone is as actually like that excited about it. I thought it was great, but I don't think anyone remembers who I'm talking about. Oh man. I need to stretch. McGuinevere, did Courtney serenade you already? I did not. This stream should have ended about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, no, it should have, yeah. Did you eat lunch today? No. But I started the stream at noon, you know? So okay, Max with the $2. How's your back? All better now? No. I am in pain. I need to stretch. Cricket, stop acting like that. She's so annoying because she'll sit like way far away from me and then be like, just get over here, you idiot. But no. I don't have any dogs under here. Where's Choo Choo? Finally, birthday. Wait, hold on. Birthday September 8th. So Virgo, September 6th. But yes, Virgo. She's all excited because we asked her about herself. Now we're in for some treats. What? Yeah. K-Max, wrong date. Tisk, tisk. Figure it out. Come here, Cho. What? Oh no, I was about to call her the wrong dog. Hey, I want your money. Give me your money. Super chat. Super chat. Give me all your money. 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 I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money. I want your money. Give me your money.
I wish somebody were funding me. I'm poor.
I found 2 doggies. They're beautiful in every way. Did Courtney pledge no more Tony? No, I think Tony just doesn't like me anymore. Russell Hall just scared Tony off. Now I have no one to simp for while Russell Hall is gone, simping for other people. Hi, I love you. Look at that double chin. I love you, my choo 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 choo. My little choo 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 choo. Oh, Tintu. I can't let her near the mic anymore. Oh, I love you. Yes. Can I set you down? She's looking a little bummed. Hi, I love you. You're very cute. I'm going to set you down. I know. I love you. You can re-simp someone. No, I want to simp for Tony. Where is Tony? Gotta keep that internet pussy on lockdown. The way Courtney looks at the dog, I love them so much, my little baby doogies. Yeah, Chungus is showing chin boob. You, you have a fat chin. Forget about Tony. I don't want to forget about Tony. I want Tony to be here so I can simp for him. But I mean, fair enough. My streams aren't for everybody, I suppose. He has better things to do than annoy himself with my streams 3 times a week. Okay, let's see here. I am not going to show that anymore. Tony wanted you to have his phone number. I do have Tony's phone number, actually. And he, why are you simping like a man that drives like a woman? Oh, that's funny. But he feared giving directly to you. No, he didn't know how to get it directly to me. He had to give it to, he had to give his number to Paul to send to me. Partially, I think he was trying to get Paul's number or something. But he didn't know how to get it to me in that moment. Because he didn't know how to find me on the Twitters because we were not following each other yet. But I told him his presence is being requested, but not by me. Did he ever respond to your Jackbox DM? How do we even know if he's alive? He didn't tell you that if he didn't respond to you and let you know if he was alive or not. And so he might still be dead.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
We're off the record.
Oh, man. I invited him the other night to come to Jackbox. I was there. I told you to invite him. And did he respond? Did he ever respond to you? Did he tell you, like, no, I'm busy?
It is one witness, Your
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Oh, man. Should we watch it a few more times? Is Sam still here? Let's ask Sam. What does Sam think? He's usually good at predicting how many more times we should watch the WrestleMania. Usually, like as if we do this all the time. Hey, Sam, how many more times should we watch WrestleMania? Or I guess, how many more times are we going to watch WrestleMania?
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
You know what? I have to say, like, actually watching the setup to it, like watching her like eyeball him, does make it actually a lot funnier.
That may be a moot point.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Oh my God, I'm late. Why is she yelling that? We don't know why she's yelling that. She's a freaking nut job. We don't know why anything with her. But what we do know is that she's a nut job and that she was already well known for this type of behavior during her murder trial. I don't remember when her murder trial was. So now during this hearing, everyone's already fully aware of her behaviors. Like she had to wear a spit hood like the whole entire time during the murder trial. So now during this hearing, well, she this one's a trial for her assault on a prison employee. They're already aware of what's going on. They're already prepared And that's why that's why there's like a million bailiffs and the lawyer's like, whatever. Is she single? Well, yeah, she is single. She is in prison for the rest of her life because she strangled her then lover during coitus, and then continued to make coitus with his dead body and then dismembered it. Limb foul. Oh, dang it. Oops.
All right.
It is one
Huh?
witness, Your Honor.
The thing is that back in my heavy drinking days, I do remember a friend of mine starting off the day with bottomless mimosas during brunch, and then it would just turn into an entire day of brunching, essentially. I would have liked to have just one day of that with Taylor Shabusiness. Just one, just to see how things would go. If it was anything like that, it would have been a wild ride. But she screams WrestleMania during orgasm. Sad-eyed lawyer. Yeah, he's definitely like. Wait, hold on. What? Oh. Is she going to do WrestleMania with women in prison? Well, she's going to have to, because that's all that's left for her now. She doesn't have. She's stuck there for the rest of her life, and probably even longer after this assault on the prison employee. One more time. Sam never answered my question of how many more times we're going to end up watching this, but do you guys want to watch it on slow-mo?
It is one witness, Your Honor.
Oh, Russell Howell with a $2. Lots of women scream WrestleMania during orgasm. Oh, do they? Even if they're not having coitus with you? Just with anybody? Wait, was her headshot on Mugshotties? I don't know. You're going to have to look that up because I have no idea. Oops. Oh, God, I almost invited you guys all to join me on the stream.
All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
It is one witness, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm gonna head out. I think that's it. I think I'm just gonna have to wrap it up because woo. I don't know what else we're gonna end up talking about today. We already talked about Jason Momoa, and that turned into a whole thing about disciplining kids. And Tuah. I'm just looking at the stream, distracted by you guys. Okay. And Lori Vallow, what a mess that was. I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm not sorry. That opening statement was awful. Yeah, we talked about armpit boob. Apparently, I'm so fat that my armpit looks like a boob. So that's great. I hope I need to lose 20 pounds. So thank you for reminding me, Chatnesk. I will get on it because my 40th birthday is coming up and I would prefer to not be a giant beach whale for that event. It's kind of fun to egg people on to keep going on their streams when they're trying to go. Yeah. Well, the thing is that I do feel bad when I start to wrap up and then I see like people popping in. I'm like, oh, dang it. Like it's almost over. It's almost over. No, come back. But even chatting said you're not fat. Yes, he did. He did say I'm fat. He's the one who is insisting that my big fat pocket of armpit fat is a boob. That tells you that obviously I'm a big chunk. Anyway, and we did watch WrestleMania about 47,000 times, which is great. Oh, Taco, you're a baby. I wish you could see her dumb little face because she's smiling. She's laying there like this. She's like, ugh. I love you. You're so cute. Oh, I never got a notification from YouTube that you're alive. Been happening lately. Yeah, extra good. Good night, mister, with the $4.99. What do you think about Trump delaying the tariffs another 90 days? I don't really think about that, actually. I'm glad that Keanu's crop tops are safe for a little while, but he did keep the China ones. Well, I guess her crop tops are not safe. It looks like her crop tops are fine though. I checked the prices of them the other day or yesterday, and they seem to be fine for now. But I do hope she starts her own crop top line. And I think the main thing that I hope is that part of her crop top line is tops that look like vegetable crops. So they're it's like a pun, like a crop top. You guys are assholes. Russell with the 10. Courtney, you haven't been doing this long and you're a woman, so it's understandable. You don't know where you are. This is the internet. If you were fat, I promise we would let you know. Oh, people tell me I'm fat all the time. Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know, I honestly, more often than anything, I'm often told that I am very fat and very ugly. All the time. All the time. That's it's like an internet troll's go-to. Like, sir, if you think that I haven't been hearing this for 30 years, you're fucking retarded. Well, this is very sweet. You're not fat. You're fucking gorgeous. Well, thank you. But I can be one of those fat positivity bitches and be like, I didn't say I was ugly. I said I'm fat and fat is beautiful. What did she call me? Oh shit, I don't know what I called you. What did I call you? What did I say? Wait, hold on. What did I say? Oh no. Well, Tony never showed up and now I'm sad. So I'm going to go eat my feelings and become fatter. Your simps say you're not fat, so you're not fat. Listen, if you could, I'm too embarrassed to do this, but if you could see how I'm about to fucking get ready for liftoff with how much my wings just flap about when I move my arm around. I have to do this strategic, so you don't see how much my arm moves when it wiggles. Does that mean we are going to FatCon together next year? I have to go to FatCon. I'm going to be a speaker there because I'm just going to be the token fattest lady there by the time it rolls around again. No, I just need to lose 20 pounds. I'll lose it. I'll lose the 20 pounds. It'll be fine. Back up just a little bit.
It is one. Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, only if Cecil doesn't get a sex change before then. What? I don't. Okay. Yeah, they'll sing "We Are the World," and you'll be there to represent the globe. Yeah, exactly. Talk about a massive meatball. Yeah, here we go. If you participate in WrestleMania, you could lose all your weight. I love that. At least you're not causing earthquakes at the beginning of Chrissy's Simpcast. Maybe I am. You ever think of that? I don't know why I'm like reglossing. I'm just going to leave and like wash my face immediately after this. But still. Yeah, Tony never showed up, so now I'm heartbroken and I'm going to go cry and feel bad about it. Yeah, it's to cover up my shame for being a big fat whale. So fat that my armpit fat looks like a boob now. All right, one more time. One more time before I go.
It is one. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. We might actually have to watch her murder trial because, man, that woman really was cuckoo bananas. All right. Well, now that I'm depressed, I'm going to go. All right. But stay tuned for tomorrow. Do it. I want to hear her testimony. I don't think she testified. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't testify. I don't think she was like, she could. Okay, but anyway, ooh, my back hurts. I'm gonna go. You better not be depressed. Oh, sir. Oh, you naive little child. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to go be sad. And then I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to. Anyway, I got to go. I'm going to go and be sad because Tony obviously hates me now, which is I justified. I mean, it's fair. I don't really care. But no, I do. I do care. But I don't blame him. All right. All right. Anyway, stay tuned for tomorrow night where we're going to have, I don't have anything really planned, but we're going to have a party anyway. Okay. Maybe we're just going to watch WrestleMania on repeat all night. I don't fucking know. We'll get there when we get there. But until then, remember, nobody likes doing trust falls alone. Bye bye. I guess that just means we're having to do this again. Oh no.
To an end, stars are fading like nice to sing. Thank you for this time we spent. Memories shared, hearts will mend. We had such a great time here. Laughter, love, and moments dear. Every smile, every cheer. Now it's time to disappear. Oh, I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew. Forever hold on nights to you. Walking out into daylight. City's glow turns into night. Hold these moments nice and tight. In my dreams you'll shine so bright. Every goodbye leaves a trace of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, embrace. I will miss you till we meet again. Take care, my friend, my heart will tend. Until the day we start anew. Forever hold on nights to you. Holy goodbye leaves a trace of a night we can't replace. Take care in every space. Till next time we will embrace. Oh, I will miss you till we meet again.